bet.
with my man Ritsky, or we're gonna do a nice little tier list for Mass Effect. This is for the trilogy only, so Mass Effect 1 through 3. Recently just played and finished, and we want to make a tier list on this. So I'm going to get my video rolling here, and there we go. I think we're all set. And let's fucking begin. Let's do this shit. So first things first, what our tier lists are. We got S for God tier. Alright? This is like your, your Garrison. No, okay, we'll get there soon, but then we got A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, F, and then not ranking. So every character in here we're not gonna rank. Alright? I think that's good. If you're in the chat, feel free to, give your own takes if you don't like ours. And yeah, me and Ritsky are gonna take this shit through. Alright. So me coming into this, I'm a little new to the series. I recently just played 1 through 3. But Ritsky is more of our pro Mass Effect lore guy. You know what I mean? So he's gonna back us up if we don't know some of these characters as much as the others, say like Kai's for example. Because
Right.
also spoiler warnings. So me, I don't have too much background on Kaiden, because obviously Mass Effect 1, I chose to sacrifice him. So characters like this, who I don't have much knowledge on, I'll probably have Ritsky help out more on those guys. But, yeah, okay. I think we're good. Speaking of which, Ritsky, did you play any playthrough where this dude was still alive?
What Kaiden?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've played the game a lot, so yeah, I've played multiple.
We'll be
Yeah.
fine then. We'll be fine. We'll
Yeah, you
have the
good?
backup. Alright. I think we're good. I think I just need to maybe move on my screen this a little bit. There we go. So it's not like on the... Alright. Let's lock the fuck in. Alright, starting with the homie himself. Garrus. Alright, so I think we'll just kind of quick each character. We'll give them their own little, Now, before we begin, we just gotta talk about why we're gonna place these characters. What is our criteria?
Yeah.
What are we ranking these characters on? Is this a romance tier list? No. You know what I mean? This is more of their individual characters. Romance can be tied to it if they have like good.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say romance kind of indirectly goes into it, but it's not the core thing of what we're basing it off of. We're basing it off of like from 1 to 3 if they were in 1 or whichever one they came in until the end. We're basing it off of their intro to their end. That's it.
Exactly.
So everything kind of under the sun of what this character is featured in.
Now Lynn said, I joked Miranda, but Liara definitely F tier. Okay. Well, shut the fuck up. Shut the... Alright. So when I'm going into this, I'm going to try to do it, like, kind of fast for the shorts, because I do want to do shorts, too. So I guess we'll do, like, maybe, like, a minute per character. Somewhat like that, maybe 2 minutes. Like, I'll give a minute, and then you give a minute, something like that. We'll just keep it kind of, like, short form. Nice and easy.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Okay. MU1 Ash was my favorite. Oh, God. Alright. Alright, well, Lynn is a little crazy in the chat. Alright, starting with our main man, Garrus. So, first playthrough, obviously for me, Garrus, from the beginning, was a character I really enjoyed. I wanted to get to know him more. I love his style of gunplay, sniper. Snipers are usually my go-to in all video games. So I love that about him. I loved his, especially in like Mass Effect 3, where he really starts talking to the whole group. He's there the whole time through 1 through 3. I've seen a little bit of his romance. It seems also on par with some of the best romances in the game. Also, I think what hit most for me with Garrus was the end, where you get to say goodbye to all your crewmates. I think Garrus actually had the strongest one of that. Even though I didn't romance him, I still think he had the best goodbye, and I think I felt the most for his goodbye. Just because he's been there from the beginning. Garrus is the true homie. Every single game he's been in there, much like Tali, other characters like that. And yeah, he's the bro. I honestly think for me, we'll do me first. Then if Ritsky has maybe a different opinion than me, we can kind of like meet in the middle. But for me, I think I'm gonna do easy S tier. Like obviously everybody knows Garrus is an S tier. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. But I'll let you go. I'll let you go, Ritsky.
Yeah, no, I think this is a pretty easy one.
Yeah,
Pretty
easy.
much pretty much we're in agreement. Like you said, Garrus is in all three of them, so he gets points for that. He's legit the best like number two man on the ship.
Mm,
And if you choose to romance him as Femship, he probably has Femship's best romance.
yeah.
So yeah,
No,
I think Garrus is just easy, like S2.
Garrus is not S tier. He's SS. I agree. Like he is like the top.
Yeah.
We'll also do it. So we're also gonna rank characters on left to right. So say like if I put a
Yeah.
character here, that means Garrus is better still, and then this would be second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, kind of piggybacking off of what Lynn said, I do think he is S tier supreme. Like, I think he
Highest on
should
the
be
tier
number
list.
one in S tier by far. You know?
I agree. I might argue on one character, but that's only because of a personal bias.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I will
But
say
yeah,
Garrus
Garrus has
is the
like,
best because he has what? He's the only character with one of the like missions in pretty much every game, right? Because he's got a loyalty mission in 1, a loyalty mission in 2, right?
yeah,
And then
yeah,
technically 3 doesn't have loyalty missions, but he still has a frick ton of stuff in 3 because he's always around the ship interacting with the crew. So he
yeah.
just gets
You know,
so much.
Garrus is literally always chilling everywhere, trying to smooth everyone over.
Yeah.
He's taken over the Normandy. He's in every room. Like, come on, like.
Not to
But yeah,
mention,
Garrus has he has everything a character could want. It's like when they created him, they created the perfect like sidekick essentially. So
yeah.
yeah, Garrus is amazing.
I think what really hits him why he's an S tier is because in 1 he's talking about the whole time of him like I'm pretty sure in 1, right? Doesn't he talk about him like leading a crew or could be and all the stuff that happened in his loyalty mission? And then in 2 you actually get to assign him to lead the crew. And I feel like that's a really cool
Hmm.
character development for him. And I could see
Yeah.
him actually leading the Normandy once Shepard is gone. Hold on.
Well, something that I was like interested that they didn't do in 3 that I thought they were gonna do in 3 was
Make him.
yeah, eventually I thought they were gonna make him Primarch. Yeah, I
Oh,
thought
okay.
he was gonna be like the leader of the Turians, like after Shepard and everyone, their story concluded. So I mean, him being Spectre could have been fire as well, but I thought he would have been Primarch, but they obviously didn't pull the trigger on that. So
Okay, hear me out. Garrus is such a good character. I feel like he's the one character where if you were to kill off Shepard early in a Mass Effect 3 or something like that, they could have made him the main character and you play as him, and he leads the crew. In Shepard's honor, but I guess he could die, right, in one of the Mass Effects, so you can't do that. But still, that'd be so
yeah,
cool. Yeah.
Garrus can die in
He can
2.
die, right? Okay.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, but he can't die in 1. He can only die in 2. That's it. So
Yeah. That'd be cinema, man, if they... Oh, that'd be so cool. Maybe, like, they could remake him with the, whatever. Cool, yeah, definitely an easy S tier. We'll go to the next. I really think can't go wrong with him. Number 1, probably best in the game. Alright.
yeah, 100%.
Alright, now this one's a little controversial here. Now we're getting to something interesting. Captain Anderson. Okay, this one's tough. I think initially, like looking at the character and what he does for Shepard and everything, he's S tier. But he's never on the crew. You don't get to see him much besides like Mass Effect 3 and a little bit of beginning of 1. Can he be considered an S tier character? I don't
Yeah,
know.
the problem with Anderson and obviously we kind of talked about this like during your ME3 playthrough.
Yeah.
The problem with him is lack of screen time, right? It's like he's in all 3 games. He's in Mass Effect 1. He gives the Normandy to Shepard. He's in Mass Effect 2. And if you choose to make him the leader of the humans over Udina, he's in 2. And then in 3, he obviously is on Earth, protecting Earth so that Shepard can go and get resources. So he's in every single one. And when he is on screen, his importance is like peak.
Dire.
It's like he's one of the most important characters when he's on screen. The problem is he just doesn't have the screen time, which is why I feel
It's
like
hard. You have to, like,
we're looking at like an A or a B here. I would say A, me personally, but
see, like,
I wouldn't be mad at like B either, though.
if we're just counting the character and not like screen time and all their achievements, I think he's an S. But it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
this,
see,
this
but here's the
man
thing, though. Like,
survived on Earth by himself during the Reaper
yeah,
invasion. Like, he's
yeah.
like
If
Shepard
we're
level.
going off of like what they did
Yeah.
in the game, S tier for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like screen time should play a factor because there's other characters on this list that they obviously don't have the screen time that others do. So I feel like we gotta, judge it like a kind of like in between. You know what I mean? So
True. Yeah, so I think for that, for the fact that Anderson is only screen time is a little bit, I think he's an S tier character, but doesn't have enough screen time. I do love the stuff with him in 1 and 3, but he's barely in these games even way. He is a badass. He does, I don't think I guess we gotta talk about his death. That would really signify if we put him in S or A. Do you feel like his death?
the thing is he can die two different ways.
I see.
He can either die from getting shot by the elusive man himself,
Yeah.
or he can die just from the impact of kind of landing on the citadel, right? Just from like all the battle damage that he's taken. So I mean, they're both kind of the same. He kind of like sits next to Shepard and kind of drifts off no matter what.
Yeah.
But there's like small differences. So.
I think it's really important to a character is beginning and then their end, so the way the character wraps up. Like, there's a lot of characters that leave, say in like Mass Effect 2, but they wrap up their character nicely. I do think he had a decent wrap up. Like, I knew he was gonna die. And I think it was decent, but yeah, like you said, I just can't see putting him in an S, just because he doesn't have
S. Yeah, S is really hard because then if you put Anderson in S, other characters down the line here, you're gonna have to potentially argue them for S, even if they don't have the screen time to back it up. You know what I mean? So I feel like A is good for Anderson.
Like, if you look back to, okay, S tier is for where the characters you're gonna look back to when you think of this game 10 years from now. You're not gonna think of Anderson. You're gonna think of, your
well, he's
Holly, stuff like that.
Yeah, he's not gonna be the first one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
But after playing the trilogy, you will remember Anderson, but he won't be like the first of the group that you remember.
You remember exactly. You're not gonna think about him. So, yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Anderson, A tier. All right, moving on. Now this one I'm gonna need a little bit of help for him. This one I'll actually pass it on to Ritsky. The reason for this is because in my playthrough Mass Effect 1, I guess I'll just give my thoughts on him quick for how far we got into Mass Effect 1.
Right.
Kaiden kind of feels, I wouldn't say like a throwaway character, but for me he kind of felt like a throwaway character, at least in the game. I thought what he did was really good and how like he cared about the crew. He was much like Ashley in 1, kind of, but just a little less aggressive. But he felt much like Jacob. Also, he kind of just felt like Jacob felt like a replacement to him. Also, where they're kind of just that side character, kind of like James. I hate to say it, but like these 3 characters kind of are the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're all. Yeah, they're all one and the same. I would say I would say Kaiden.
That's probably the best out of them. Maybe.
Yeah, I think. I mean, James isn't bad, but the problem with James is like he's only in 1 game, so again, kind of hard to like kind of see that progression in his character. I think if you keep Kaiden alive and kill Ashley, it's kind of the same like Mass Effect 2. He's a little wary of Shepard because of the whole Cerberus thing. So kind of the same thing as Ashley. Then in Mass Effect 3, male Shepard can actually romance Kaiden. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but yeah, male Shepard can romance Kaiden. So
male Shepard?
Female Shepard can too, but they added where male Shepard can romance him. So
I see.
Yeah, yeah, because originally, not to go too far, but originally BioWare was gonna have like more like gay characters, but at the time of the release, they didn't want to kind of like shake things up. So by the time Mass Effect 3 came around, they were like, okay, let's do it finally. And Kaiden became romanceable for male Shepard as well as female Shepard. Well, he was always romanceable for female Shepard. Finally became romanceable for the male.
Okay.
But I would say, I think Kaiden's slightly, I think he's a little less interesting than Ashley.
Yeah.
I'd probably put him like, I mean, this is either a B or a C here. I'm trying to
From
think.
what I knew of him, I would only put him as like I feel like for me, wrapping it up quick, it's like he was only good for so long, and he dies based on my decision. But he went out like a badass for the crew. But
he did, yeah.
I liked him, but he just felt kind of like a throwaway character. He wasn't someone with aura, so I would put him.
Yeah,
in like C. But it depends.
Yeah, like you said, he is the like. He's the ultimate version of that like kind of like super military soldier that they kind of like made in all three games, like you said, Jacob and James. So I would say he's probably the best, well, just because he's in more Mass Effects. But yeah, I could see a world where he's in C. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad at C.
C, okay, but for me it's like a C only because I played with him in 1. But do you think it's enough in 2 and 3 to get him up to a B?
Well, 2 he has the Ashley role, so he doesn't show up. 3. It kind of similar. I mean, him and Ashley have such a similar story. Like they both become Spectre, whoever's alive, right? So they both become Spectre.
I feel like that's
they both.
B, right? It's gotta be enough.
Yeah, I mean they both. I mean, he's romanceable for both. He becomes Spectre. He's a crewmate. Yeah, I look. See, he's either the like towards the bottom of B or like top of C. I would say either he's like floating between there. Like
I'm happy with that.
Like his character's not like amazing, but he's a decent character. Keep him up.
All right. Next up, we're going with Jacob, who I like to call AKA Lucas, because no one knows this guy's name. No one really cares. So
Immediately put this dude in F2.
Okay, I don't think he's horrible, and I didn't hate him, but he just also felt like another throwaway character, and he had like weird dialogue with me half the time. Like I would talk to him, and he would just be like, "Well, I disagree with you," and then things would get awkward, and then he don't want to talk, and then I was like, "All right,"
Yeah.
and then apparently in Mass Effect 3, if you romance him, he admits that he cheated on you. That's an easy
Cheated on you, yep.
Fuck this guy.
Yep. The reason I would put him in F2, the romance plays a big part in it, because he is just not loyal to Shepard. Roommates like Garrus is like, oh, Shepard's back, like we can kind of continue something. And even if you choose to romance Thane even has a moment where he like still remembers Shepard and whatnot, right? Jacob's just like, okay, I completely moved on. It's done, over. There's no coming back from this, right? And also on top of that, I just feel like Jacob doesn't ever progress through the story, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
any chance?
Like, oh, I like this guy, or you get to like him.
Yeah, like any chance you get to actually know the character, he immediately shuts you down. Immediately, like whenever you ask him anything personal, he just is like, yeah, we'll talk about it. Talking about. And even after you do, even after you do his loyalty mission with his dad, which is one of like the most personal missions to him, he's just like, yeah, whatever, I don't care no more. Like he never opens up. Which,
yeah, I forgot that you like his dad and everything.
Yeah.
Not the best.
So it's like
probably one of the worst.
He's not. His story just isn't that good. You never get to know him. He's F tier, easy. It's not even like a conversation, honestly. Like,
and Lynn says, I agree, F tier. Yep. And like I said, I think it's really important how their story ends, and I just don't think his really like felt like a complete story either. Like it doesn't really go anywhere. I guess he meets a girl he likes, and then they have a kid, but I guess that's cool. But I don't know. Knowing that you can romance him and that happens because of that is crazy. So that's an F tier. Peace out. Alright, Lucas, that's him gone. We calling this man Lucas out here. Alright. Okay. Here we go. Ashley, Mass Effect tier list character ranking.
Oh god, here
Here
goes
we go.
Lynn. Lynn,
Lynn's gonna start
be
typing in chat.
objective. Be object. You can't.
Okay.
There's no bias here, Lynn. Come on.
There is something that I love about characters in everything I watch, and that's character development.
Character
There's a reason
progression,
why I
yeah.
love Iron Man, one of my favorite characters of all time, because he starts from an asshole, and he evolves into saving the world and dying for everyone. Ashley, in one, I hated her starting off. I really thought this character was an asshole. She was specious as fuck. She can kill Rex.
Yeah, she can kill Rex. Yeah.
In the fucking series.
Just pop him right in the head too. Yeah. No disregard or nothing. Just full send it. Just.
Now, I guess that's the one nice thing about her in Mass Effect 1 that some people might like, is that she's super loyal to Shepard. Super loyal.
Extremely loyal, yeah.
And I guess that could be a good thing, but in my opinion, it's over loyal, and that's bad. She's super specious, and yeah, she was a bitch in 1, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like, by the end of 1, I was kind of getting the hang of her, and the fact that she will die for Shepard and everyone if you pick her to die, I guess that gives her some points. And then 2, you don't really get much of her. She doesn't trust Shepard, which is fair. And then 3, this is where her character goes from like a C, in my opinion, to like an A.
Yeah, I mean she's also she's obviously a baddie in the so it's like you know what I'm saying, like she's
the glow on her was crazy. It actually made me want to romance her, but I had to stay loyal to my Liara.
Yeah.
but she had some of the most interesting things in Mass Effect 3. Like, I love the thing where she got drunk, was just laying on the ground talking. That was like one of my favorite parts of Mass Effect 3. Her at the party, all her dialogue was really good. Her getting with James, I actually kind of liked. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they work out pretty well together. But I kind of wish I romanced her. So I guess that makes her high on the tier list for me. Because by 3, I actually really liked her a lot. And then her becoming a Spectre, really good character development for her. She can die shittily a lot of times and easily.
Yeah, probably one of the characters that can yeah, she can easily like, well, so okay, so here's the thing, right? If you choose to save her in Mass Effect 1, she's guaranteed to make it to 3. But the thing is, in 3, there's so many ways to lose her in 3 that it's like, it's kind of tough.
I think for me personally, I'll give her an A. I know Lynn's not gonna like that. Lynn in the chat wants her SSS God tier anti-Pseudo Queen Empress. But for me, she is from beginning to end. I think beginning she's a C. But like I said, the character development and how much I love when characters actually develop, she begins to like a lot of the members of the crew who aren't human. So it's good character development for her. I think for me, she goes to an A.
Okay.
What do you think, Rick?
See, read this right here. Might be our this might be our first disagreement. Okay, this might be the first. I'm actually gonna. I'm gonna argue for Lynn for S tier. Okay, hear me out, right?
She can't be S. I love her.
Hear me out. Everything you just said about her kinda does make her S tier. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, number one, okay, people love characters. Look at any video game out there. They love characters that starts either completely dog shit or just they hate them, right? They hate and go. Well, it's hard to do this now, but think of like when Mass Effect 1 first came out, people hated this character, absolutely hated this character, and then by the time 3 came around, people actually admitted to actually being one of their favorite characters. That just shows the. Like, that just shows how good of the development is and the writing is for her to go from a character that people did not fuck with in Mass Effect 1. Some people even sacrificed her because of how bad she was, to Mass Effect 3 and her being like a elite character to most people.
I think for me, the reason why I can't put her up in S is because I didn't romance her. But I could see her going from that A to S if you romance her, getting more of those dialogue choices, right? I'm sure that's probably
and she is the opposite of Jacob. Ashley will open up to you at any moment known to man. She tells you about what happened with her dad and her grandfather both being soldiers, and her dad was really and her sisters are super close. And then in Mass Effect 3, there's kind of like loyalty mission with her where you like go and help her talk to her sister and whatnot, and kind of go and find them and what. I do think she has one of the best character development, and I think she's super like open with Shepard and whatnot. So I could see a world where you could put her in S. She wouldn't overtake Garrus, but she would. I could see her in S though.
That's tough. Okay, if I do put her in S, it would be super low S tier, and it would be because I didn't romance her.
And like you said, the romance would also. I've done the playthrough where Ashley was like the girl from 1 to 3, where I didn't romance nobody else, and I feel like she has a really good romance. I'm not gonna say the best romance in the game, but she has like a really good romance to where you're starting to see her go from, like I said, just a character that because remember, she was a leader of her own group, and then she loses her group and joins somebody, and now to see her go from that, saving her on Eden Prime, to becoming the second human Spectre, that's good development. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
okay. Okay, fine. Low S tier, Ashley. We're putting Ashley low S tier, so like she'll probably be like at the bottom here. But you know what? I do think she's a character that people will think of when they look back to Mass Effect. She'll definitely be up there by like top 6 characters probably.
100%. And like you said, if you're basing this off of like, I guess it depends how many people are in the S tier, but if you were to tell me that Ashley is a top 6 character in the trilogy, I wouldn't argue that.
Yeah, that's
just because of, like we said, because of her development and everything.
Yeah. Okay, I'm happy with that. Low S tier for Ashley. Alright.
Hey, Lynn, you're welcome. We got you, Lynn.
We fought for you. I'm gonna be harder. I would have been harder, but I liked Ashley so much that I was like, alright, fine.
Yeah.
By the end of 3, I really liked her. She was definitely up there high, and she felt like a character that was always been like super close to Shepard. Alright. Moving into Benezia.
Next. Yeah, okay, so Benezia has to be like C or D maybe.
This will be quick.
The reason
this will be quick.
Yeah, C or D because she's only in Mass Effect 1 and she's only in there for like the first like 4 missions. That's it.
Like, don't get me wrong, I liked her whole thing of. Also, this is Liara's mom, right?
Yeah, Liara's mother.
Yeah, I like the whole thing of that, and like Liara talking to it about that, and then she having to see her, and then finding out that she's actually technically not like evil. She kind of just, what is it? I forgot what they called it in Mass Effect 1.
She's
with the Reaper.
Yeah, indoctrinated.
Yeah, indoctrinated. So I like that, and I liked how she kind of did right the wrong before she died. So she was like kind of badass, I guess, and I feel like she did a first villain pretty good. But just not enough, like you said, she dies in like the first 4 missions. But it's a character I wish we got more of. So she's like a meh. She's probably like a C, right?
Yeah, C. I feel like C or D, honestly, for her would make a lot of sense. She's better than Jacob, but that's a very low bar, so that's a very low bar.
I'm happy with like C, like mid C. I don't think she's like a bad character, because like what she does for the game is good enough. And help you to understand, and also help.
Well, I feel like
as a character.
Yeah, I feel like her putting her like C and talking about all the good things. I think that just bolsters Liara's character. I don't think it like makes her character any better.
But
yeah, like
I think it does though, cause like most characters don't have to be in a game for, like, or like a show or movie for a long time. Like as long as they like satisfy a certain plot point, that's fine. Like if she.
Yeah, but she was in for like 4 missions though. Like, we count the. It might even be 4 depending on the order that you do them in. So.
But she's not a
Like
bad
she,
character. You can't put her in D because that's like a bad character who doesn't have anything you really want to see. Anything else.
well, I mean, D could be either a bad character or a character that just wasn't around a lot. Like,
Eh,
I'm not saying she's bad. Like, I just think that, like I said, I'm completely content with C. But I could see a world where somebody could be like, well, she's around for like 3 or 4 missions. You don't really get to know a lot about her. Like, yeah, she got some huge knockers and everything, but that's about it.
I think for like characters who aren't in the game that long, you kind of have to like just for what you have. And I think she's like a C. Like D is a character you don't really see anything more of. I wouldn't mind if like to see a little bit more of her before she went out. I think that's why.
Okay, I mean that I can see. D is like, okay, whatever. We're fucking done with this character.
Yeah, exactly.
C is like there's slight potential there. I can see that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think she's a C. And like Liara does talk about her a lot throughout Mass Effect, like even Mass Effect 3 and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
kinda cool. All right, yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, moving in to Saren, another villain from Mass Effect 1 who doesn't last long, but honestly,
Yeah, Saren.
I looking back at it, in terms of like villains, I think Saren was like probably one of the better villains in the game. No?
Well, yeah, because you don't really get a lot of villains,
There isn't
honestly.
many
You
villains in
get,
Mass Effect. Yeah, it's
I
like
mean,
massive.
so you get Saren, but then once you learn that Saren's indoctrinated,
Yeah.
the villain becomes the Reaper immediately. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like halfway through Mass Effect 1, it goes from, oh, Saren is the bad guy, we gotta stop Saren, to no, it's actually the Reapers we gotta stop. So,
That's why it's kind of hard
And
to
there-
rate the characters who were.
there is
indoctrinated.
there's one other character here you can argue potentially as a bad guy, but we'll obviously save it for when we get to that character. But overall, it's mainly Saren and the Reaper, basically.
Yeah, I think like Saren's hard to rate because he was indoctrinated the whole time, so it's not technically
Yeah.
him, right? So it's like. He is
Yeah,
hard to
he's
rate
he's kind of
because
carrying
Yeah.
he's kind of carrying out what the Reapers want him to do, basically.
Like it was his own will though, right? That he decided to do a lot of the stuff.
Well, if you're indoctrinated, you don't really have free will. If
Some
you're
of his will, right? No.
like initially,
Tough.
like okay, so initially when he got indoctrinated, that was his free will, but that was before the events of Mass Effect. Pretty sure since the beginning of Mass Effect 1 all the way until when he dies in the Citadel, he's pretty much indoctrinated that whole time. So he got indoctrinated before Mass Effect 1, and then from MB1 all the way to the end of MB1, indoctrinated. So he doesn't really have free will. He's kind of just doing what the Reapers want him to do.
If we're not talking about like indoctrinated, I really think he's a really, really good character. Actually, like for villain wise, for Mass Effect 1. I like the whole idea of okay, say like he's not indoctrinated. I like the idea of him being like, guys, we're fucked. Someone has to do the right thing here and just work with these people in this kind of way. So I like kind of bought that for his character, and I kind of liked it. And he was kind of badass, and his boss fight was sick.
Yeah, I do agree that, like you said, I agree that him saying that he teamed up with the Reapers because he knew that we couldn't beat them.
Yeah,
It's an interesting dynamic. It's an interesting thing.
He's tough. He's tough because he doesn't have much screen time.
Yeah.
He's only Mass Effect 1.
Yeah, only Mass Effect 1. I think my initial ranking would be B2. Initial would be B.
I agree. Like, if you're looking at him from a villain perspective, I think he is a very good villain. So, I think for that alone, he has a good beginning and end, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he does the job pretty well. Now, question, do we put him, this is our first, or we actually have to decide, is he better than Kaiden as a character?
Kaiden's in multiple Mass Effects potentially.
I don't think so.
But
But like for a villain, he does a really good job, and like I think he's memorable. But I think people will remember Kaiden a little bit more as a character than him, maybe.
Yeah, I'm cool with Kaiden in front of him for right now. Cool with that. Yeah.
Cool. All right. moving into one of these
Please,
fucking
please
Citadel
don't,
bitches.
please don't tell me that's Udina.
That is
Put
fucking
him right,
Udine.
put that bitch ass motherfucker right next to Jacob. Right next to Jacob.
We'll wrap this shit up quickly. Udina, one of the slitheriest bitches in the Mass Effect series. This guy, I wish we could throw in the fucking the SR2 and fucking like blow up the whole ship. Fuck
Yeah,
this
he
guy.
is. He is terrible. He is a horrible representation of human. Okay, number one. And him screwing you over in Mass Effect 3 is just a cherry on the fucking cake. Like, it's just.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, him joining the the Elusive Men and all that stuff, Cerberus, is just the way he does it, and the fact that he can get Ashley killed and all that bullshit is just fuck this guy. No matter how much you need help from the Citadel people, him being one of the people we need help from, he never helps. He's always an asshole. And yeah, he's the F tier. I don't think he's as bad as Jacob. Like I feel like he does some stuff.
Yeah, I would put him in front. I would put him in front of Jacob, but he's definitely F tier. Like he's one of those characters that no matter who plays this game, unless they have a weird fetish for Udina, they're probably gonna say that he sucks. Like you're gonna walk away from playing the trilogy saying Udina is a terrible character 9 times out of 10. So
feed this man to the slugs. Fuck this guy. He's a bitch. All right, yo, okay, here we go. I'm a lock in for this one.
Oh God, we know who this was.
No.
We know.
All right, guys. All right. Dr. Chakwas. As a certified Hag Maxer, it's important that I take my time with this ranking. I love me some good old grannies in the video games that I play and the animes. And honestly, Dr. Chakwas is one of the best grannies I've ever experienced. I wish it was a romance. I would have let those dentures suck on all of me. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I think she's one of the best grannies I've seen. And not to mention she's in Mass Effect 1, she's in Mass Effect 2, she's in Mass Effect 3. And she has a mission, I think, for all 3 of them. And they're actually pretty cute. The fact that you can like drink with her and you have a goodbye with her. What else? There's a few other side missions with her and stuff like that in Mass Effect 2 with the supplies. Honestly, I love Dr. Chakwas. Is one of the characters that, for some reason, I was always like, I wish we got more of. And she's just really nice. I feel like she's always nice to Shepard. And she has that like, what's that word? Like, like your old, like like how like older people have more wisdom. She felt like that, and she always had really good advice for Shepard, and always willing to chill with him. So honestly, for me, she's a high A tier. What are you thinking, Ritsky?
Okay, so we already knew Reed was gonna try to put her in A tier. Hell, Reed might have put her number 1 S over low key. But he might have tried to snipe her.
Cause she's been in all the games. You can always talk to her. She's got good missions.
Yeah.
The drinking with her and all that stuff of her just like chilling.
One
She's
thing,
always, like, super chill with Shepard.
Yeah, one thing I will say, I do give a lot of points to people who have been in all 3 games, right? So she does get massive points.
She feels like
and
home.
she's a reliable character. Like kind of the same way we said Ashley's loyal. Dr. Chakwas is loyal to the core, to the Normandy. Like that's her medbay. Like no one else is to own that medbay. That's Dr. Chakwas medbay, 100%. So
it's like the person that, to make the ship feel right. I feel like Dr. Chakwas has to be on it. Otherwise, it doesn't. feel like the same ship.
Like if somehow, some way, don't recruit her in Mass Effect 3, it just doesn't feel right. Like, it just feels like the med bay's empty and everything. It's like, oh fuck, like.
Yeah.
So yeah.
She literally does quit other jobs as soon as we tell her we're good. She's like, oh, sign me up. I'm ready. That's the one. That's the girl I want on my ship. That's an easy A tier. Is she better than Anderson?
Yeah, I mean,
no, I don't think so.
No, she's behind Anderson for sure. Yeah. But yeah, like you said, like Lynn said, in Mass Effect 3, you literally tell her, you're like, yo, the Normandy's back, we need you, and she's like, yo, give me the award, and I'm there, and she immediately.
That's
So
our girl.
yeah.
No, put her in S tier. No, actually, she's an A tier.
Yeah, she's again same thing as Anderson. She's less important than Anderson, but
Mm.
to the same degree, it's like Anderson feels like like Chakwas also feels like home as well. So I would put them right next to each other.
Like she gets more screen time than Anderson, but I feel like Anderson is just so much more important and
Yeah, he has more
way
important
more meaning.
storylines.
Yeah.
It's just that she's always on the Normandy, so you can always go see her.
All right. I think I'm happy with that. Okay. Going into Bailey. This is Bailey, yeah. It's hard to tell from the
Yeah,
picture.
Bailey.
Yeah, it's
Wait, is that Bailey? Hold on. Yeah,
gotta be.
Bailey. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, it's
So
Bailey.
Bailey's tough because I think it was Mass Effect 2. I like the fact that he works with Thane's quest, right? Directly with Thane and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's the one that gets Dane's son, like helps him out basically. Yeah, gets him out of trouble.
Like that. At first, I thought he was just gonna be some corrupt, official at the Citadel like everyone else. But he seemed like he helped us. Without him, I never would have satisfied that stuff with Thane. And then also he fights for the Citadel when they get attacked by Cerberus. Almost dies for it. I feel like, and he also becomes pretty important in the Citadel. So I feel like he had decent character development. I thought he was just gonna be some like corrupt motherfucker, but decent development. You don't obviously get much with him. I can't remember how many
Yeah, I mean,
games he's in. He's in 2 and 3. But
well,
like,
Bailey starts out as just somebody who's kind of just a background character.
yeah,
Then he goes from the background character to, by the time of Mass Effect 3, actually having a pretty important like job on the Citadel. So,
yeah.
good development just from a secondary character. Um, I think my initial placing, just off of memory, would probably put him at the top of C. I would say.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I think the way we should view C tier is like
Add more, they
that.
could be a good character.
Yeah. Like that's the potential tier. That's like the yeah. So if Bailey was more important to the story, like funny enough, Udina is technically more important. He's just a worse character than Bailey is. So I feel like if they if they actually gave Bailey like a proper storyline, I could see him moving up to B tier. But I think fairly he should be in C tier. He is in more games than, so that would automatically put him over her. But I think he's kind of trapped in that like potential kind of like spear as well. So
He's like, they're not a terribly bad character. They're not like evil or like you just hate them, but not evil. Evil's the wrong word for it. Cause like there's evil characters that are in S, but it's like a character who's you just don't like. But you can kind of like, and you wish that if he had more, he could become like one of these. So
yeah.
I don't think he'd ever could become S, but he could definitely become a B or an A.
No, definitely not S. I mean, if he had like even one more important storyline, you could convince me that he would have been more important than Kaiden. He would have been more important. Like he would have been. So yeah,
I'm happy
I
with
could
that.
see a world where he's C tier. I'll take that.
Cool. And then we go into these are the Citadel members. Yeah. Yep. All the Citadel.
Yeah,
Just all these people like the executives or whatever.
Yeah, all of the counselors basically.
Council, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
The council was some dicks. They was some.
That's what I'm saying. They
They
had
was
to be
some.
the biggest thorn in Shepard's side throughout the entire game. These were the real villains of Mass Effect, if you're asking me.
Hey, I'll tell you this. If we were ranking this strictly off of Mass Effect 1, they'd be an F tier.
Definitely.
They'd be an F tier.
They start to turn around a little bit in Mass Effect 3, like all of them.
Mhm.
It takes until Mass Effect 3 for them to actually start like caring.
I mean, they turn around because their home planets are getting fucking terrorized. That's why. So they have to. Like they have to.
Even in Mass Effect 2, they know they exist, the Reapers exist, but they're still assholes. All of them.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not until the Reapers actually come and start fucking their home planets. It was right. We need his help. Like we need his help.
Honestly, it's kind of their fault. A lot of this happened. It wasn't handled better. A lot of people died because of them, if you're asking me.
100%.
So I don't think they're like trash. I think like for council members, you could see people being like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, they could be trashed here, but I think for me they're just
Yeah.
bad.
I feel like my initial rank with them in D, they'll probably be the first.
Cause like by 3 they start to turn around and they ask you for help and stuff, and they like come on your ship, the one on the right, and whatnot, and help out, and they get into a fight. But like, they kind of help, and yeah, they're low key.
But I mean, like I said, my issue with the helping thing is like they only help him because they need the help. That's why, like, they're not helping because like they want to change or something. They help him because the Asari home planet's the Turian home planet is getting fucked up. Like they need the help. Like
that's the one thing about the Mass Effect I think I don't like is that like you're trying to tell me that the council members who are in charge of the whole world, the only people who aren't human are just assholes. Well, I guess Udina. He's an asshole.
Yeah, Udina's definitely an asshole. Udina fits right on that.
You know what? I guess everyone's an asshole in the council but Anderson at this point. So, well, yeah, I think D, low D. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, no,
it's crazy is like Udina to put them in F tier, like, you know what I mean? He does like evil shit. They don't.
Yeah, Udina's significantly worse than any of the council members.
Okay. This one's kind of tough. Doesn't really get much character development, but I was like, you know what? Maybe we'll include it. The Shadow Broker.
Oh, the Shadow Broker, yeah. I think this is also another
really
to keep it like simple, honestly.
Just 10 seconds. I think he got helping Liara's Toriel, and that was about it.
Yeah, I mean he indirectly progresses Liara's character, but also but also he's like, number one, we don't know anything about his like specific race because his race isn't in Mass Effect at all, right? Yeah, they're like the newest race of the cycle, so we don't know anything about his race. We don't really know anything about that individual Shadow Broker, so I think C is perfect.
Yeah, like if we had more, they could be good. He wasn't bad. Did his job.
Yeah.
All right, I'm happy with that.
He wasn't terrible. He served his job as a scary, spooky figure from the first 2 games. He's valid, but yeah.
All right, going down to the news reporter on the Citadel.
Yeah.
Tough, I did punch her in Mass Effect.
Yeah, I think a lot of people knocked her out. A lot of people.
Being really annoying. I know she's just doing her job and trying to get the clicks, like a little bitch to all the news reporters these days. But you know what? I didn't think she was horrible. And by like 3, if you actually like are genuine with her in 3 and tell her like how things really are, she's like, oh shit. Hold on, I see you actually care now. And then she like says good luck and all that stuff. So that was nice. But
yeah.
She's just really not important.
Also, if you look around during the DLC, if you look around the apartment, there's a bunch of like voice audios or an interview with Anderson. Yeah, and basically, she's not that bad. She's just really annoying.
Just annoying.
Right? Yeah. So she's trying to think. Probably maybe slow. I would say either top of D or bottom of C. Probably. I would say. Yeah, because like she doesn't really have potential. She's kind of just a secondary character. The other characters in C, like Bailey, is like her closest comparison, and Bailey just has more potential. Like you can see if Bailey was in more of a significant role, he would be higher on the list.
If she was in a
but with her,
I wouldn't care.
Yeah, even if they gave her a major storyline, you're still not really fucking with her character. So.
Alright. I'm happy with that. Nice and quick for those. Alright, so these are a lot of big ones coming up here, actually. We got like back to back, like 12 characters that are all going to be God tier coming up here soon. So get ready. Alright. The man himself, the legend Krogan, Battle Master, leader of crews, Rex. Giga Chad, that's all I gotta say. So in Mass Effect 1, in Mass Effect 3 a lot, also in 2 for some missions. So he pretty much is in everything. Really important character. I loved the way he began. Violent and still violent by the end, but he has like that hard. How do I explain? Like the hard relationship with Shepard, where it's like you're a badass, and I think he recognizes, besides like Garrus, he recognizes how badass Shepard is out of the crew the most. I think he gives the most props to Shepard the most. Which
Well,
is
because Rex, Rex being a Krogan, he respects fighters, right? That's what Krogans are all about. So that's why he kind of fucks with Shepard to begin with.
I think that's like the most important thing with Rex is that his whole like Krogan lore and everything, and he's got some really good missions. The Cerberus and him in defending the Queen here, the last female Krogan, was really cool. I liked how his story ended, and how much he can help Shepard. And I think he's the one character who can't die, right?
Well, no, Rex can die. Remember, he gets fucking sniped in the head by Ashley. He gets by Ashley.
And then also, I'm pretty sure he can die 3 too. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. Well, so you haven't? Have you seen how he dies in 3 or no?
I think I've heard.
Yeah, so his death in 3 is centered around if you choose to not hear the genophage.
Yeah.
And eventually Rex will find out that you sabotaged it, and he'll pull up to the Citadel, and you'll have to have a boss fight with Rex and ultimately kill him. So yeah.
That'd be sad. He's not like Rex
So,
isn't like a Garrus homie, but he's a super legendary character, and he's like one of those
super legendary. Yeah.
He's kind of like your captain in a way, where like you go into war with him, and he would be like hard on you and hard on the whole crew, but he's like a badass, and you'd be like war buddies with him, and he's definitely like that kind of character. He's like the war buddy character.
Yeah, I think initially you gotta float Rex between S and A.
He's definitely a legend.
Trying to think, dude.
He's definitely S for me. For me, he's S.
Yeah. I mean, again, you can argue. I could see a world where you can argue A simply because, number one, because of his like, he's kind of like Liara, but just a little less important, right? But he's still like a legend, though. You feel me? Like he is like an OG. Like he shows up in Mass Effect 1. He's one of the first people you can recruit in Mass Effect 1. So he is an OG, and Rex is a amazing kid.
He is.
Don't get that twisted.
He's got some great, all of his like, his loyalty missions are really good.
But I could see how somebody can maybe bump him down because
he's a little boring.
Like after Mass Effect 1, his story is kind of a one-trick pony, where it's like it's reduced to only caring about curing the genophage. Like you don't really hear much of as an individual. He's just purely focused on helping his people. That's it.
Which is important.
Which again, like you said, is very, very important. But you can make an argument. I don't know if I would make this, but I could see a world where somebody can say that maybe is a better character. But
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, I do think Rex. I wouldn't be mad if you put him in S. I wouldn't be mad. I think S or A for sure. Like he's easily, if he's in A, he's at the top of A. But if he's in S, he's probably like towards the bottom of S though.
For me, I think he's bottom S, just because from beginning to end, he's from the beginning. He's also pretty much all games. You get like at least a few hours with him, dialogue at all times, and they're all good. Sure, he's a one-trick pony, and it all seems like the only thing he thinks his dialogue is just let's fight. But
yeah.
I still think he's legendary, and he's a character you'll always remember, and he's badass.
Yeah, no, 100%. He will be memorable. I think what kind of tears him down a little bit for some people is, number one, you can't romance him, so that kind of like tears it down for some people. But also, like I said, just the whole genophage thing. Like I think, in my heart of hearts, if I had to say, I think Rex could be high A. But at the same time, I also think that he, like you said, he is one of the characters that you will remember from the trilogy. So, I could see S. I'm not mad at the S tier ranking, but I think he's somewhere between that though. Like,
Yeah, I'm
I don't
trying to
think he's
put.
any lower than A, but also, he's not above
You
Geras,
feel?
and he's not above other characters that we would put in S tier. Like, I'm sure, down the line we'll get to them. You know.
I feel like it's hard to give characters that were in Mass Effect 1 on your ship, like the OGs. It's hard to not put them in S. He'd be like the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
character I could consider not putting in S out of that group. Besides like Kaiden.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, out of all the OG like aliens on your ship,
Yeah.
he's the one that I think you can argue the most for top of A.
Yeah.
The other ones I think are automatic S, but he's the one that I could see like, okay, A tier would fit him, but again, A S doesn't really matter. He's still a legend, so
I'm happy with that. Yeah, I don't really have much more to talk about him. I think we're good with S. We'll just keep him like low S. Maybe by the end we'll come back to him, but for now I'm happy with low S.
yeah.
Alright. Okay, this one's important for me. Oh man. Tali! Tali!
Yeah, I mean,
Con Sky Crew. I love her. She's really honestly okay, we'll have to go into this. Starting from Mass Effect 1. When I was first starting the game out, Mass Effect 1 is a little slower of a game. A lot of the characters I was just getting to know, and a lot of their main things I wasn't like their main loyalty missions I wasn't too intrigued with, and like a lot of them it was taking some time to get up to. But Tali was a character where as soon as you meet her, it's hard not to really like her character because she's super outgoing, always sharing her emotions to Shepard. And if I was to in real life be friends with anyone on the crew, it would be her. She fits my personality extremely well. Tali, also her quest of her getting back to her homeland and bringing something back is like their whole tradition. I was really intrigued with that. And I think she has an amazing beginning and how she eventually turns into almost like a commander for them. I think that's what this is. And how her story ends and saying goodbye to Shepard and all that stuff. Pretty peak. And then also her getting with Garrus too, I think is really cute if you don't romance her. That's the only character I would allow her to be with. So I think that worked out really well. And really love Tali. I wish we got to see Under the Mask to some extent, or maybe not. If they were going to show it, they shouldn't have showed any of it. If they were only going to show a little bit, they shouldn't have shown any. Or if they were going to show it, they should have showed all of it. But amazing character. It's hard not to give her a super high S tier for me. Super high S. This is the one I might argue could be higher than Garrus, but we'll argue. I really think Tali is extremely high up there, and all her quests and everything are pretty amazing. And how she turns into like a leader of the Quarians, and her whole thing with like Legion and all that stuff, and the Geth is really cool too. Obviously, what we know what the Quarians did to the Geth and how everything turns out. I think it's nice that she is still willing to work with them. She's like the only Quarian, kind of, who was willing to help out the Geth still, after everything. So, one of the best characters in the entire game by far, in my opinion. I love Tali. How do you feel, Ritsky?
Yeah, no, a lot of the same things that kind of piggyback off of that. I think Tali is easy top 3 to 4 character in the entire game. And when you first meet her in Mass Effect 1, kind of just like this young, kind of like unsure of herself. She doesn't really kind of know her purpose kind of in the world, essentially. And that's why she's on the mission called, but basically where the Quarians have to bring something of importance back to the ship. She's on that mission, and obviously helping you defeat Saren is very important. That's kind of like, that's kind of like what she's known for, right, among her people. And yeah, like you said, she's in all 3 games. She's romanceable. Dope romance, really, really committed to it.
She'd be the second person I would romance.
Yeah, no, she has a great romance, and again, like I said, we never see Tali, but her personality kind of carries, and she's like amazing, right? She's kind of like you said, she's kind of like female Garrus in the sense where
She is.
she's in
Exactly
all,
female Geras.
she's in all three games. She's the homie. She's like super smart, which is why her and Garrus get together, kind of like copies of one another. um, and I've always felt this way. And I remember telling you when you were playing Mass Effect 2, I think she has by far the best loyalty mission in Mass Effect 2.
Agreed.
I love the loyalty mission where going to her ship, viewing the trial, and then at the end having her become officially part of the Normandy by changing her last name. I think that's easily the best loyalty mission in Mass Effect 2. Uh, yeah,
Also,
in Mass Effect 3,
just her stuff with like the party is super funny. All her dialogue at the party is hilarious. How she's bad with
Oh.
drinking, and then also in like Mass Effect 3 throughout the ship, she'll be drinking.
Mhm.
And it's just funny. She has great dialogue
Yeah.
everywhere you go on the ship.
yeah, Mass Effect 3, she's really important. Without her, you have to choose between the Geth or the Quarians. There's no peace if you don't have her or Legion.
Yeah.
So, really important character in 3. Really important character in 2. Best loyalty mission in 2. And her romance is like her and Shep dope. She commits so much to learning about humans so that her and Shepard could, have those intimate moments. So, yeah, I would say she's S tier by far. Like, it's not really anything crazy. Now, would I put her above Garrus?
Yeah, now Garrus, now putting him above Garrus, you gotta talk now. Now it gets complicated.
Yeah,
She's S tier by far. No one could disagree with that.
I would put her second behind Garrus. Like, Garrus is a better character, but I like Tali a lot, though. I do like Tali.
What do you think, Lynn? Do you think Tali is better than Garrus? We need some extra help. I don't. I think Garrus is like the all-around homie, but she's like the girl homie. Tali's the girl shepherd homie, so it's really hard. It's like.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because, like I said, they're one and the same, right? Like, if you don't romance them, they're like your best homie, like the most reliable person on the ship, essentially. And then if you do choose to romance them, they have one of the best romances for both male and female shepherds. So, yeah.
Like Rick said, the question is any other fem shep romance above B?
Above B, that's a good question. So, fem ship, well, again, she has Liara, so Liara romance is kind of the same for both of them. Yeah. So you could say Liara is above B, and obviously Liara as a character is S tier, but like the romance is kind of what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Garrus is a femship romance. That's true.
Yeah, Garrus is femship, but as a whole, is Garrus better than Tali? I think Garrus is the best character outside of Shepard in the entire game. But I would put.
I agree.
I would put Tali. Yeah. I would put Tali as a clear-cut number 2. I would even put Tali above.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Tali's not going anywhere below 2. She is 2.
Below 2, yeah. I think Tali's even like 2 over Liara. I know we haven't got to Liara. Tali, 2 still, no matter what. Like.
And this is coming from someone who romanced Liara. I love Liara, but I truly think Tali is like a 2er, and then Garrus is a 1er.
Yeah, so, and who's the other romance for femship? Oh, Thane. Thane is cool, but he's not S tier cool. But Thane is cool though. He's cool.
Doesn't have enough either. Like he only gets what, a little bit of 2 and then a little bit.
Yeah,
of 3.
yeah. Well, he gets, depending on when you recruit him, but he gets basically, let's say, like half of 2, and then not even half of 3, because obviously he spends it in the hospital. So, and then he ends up dying. So.
For me though, he was one of the sadder deaths, honestly.
No, 100%. Thane's character is impactful as fuck, but like, he's just not S. He's not like. I know we haven't gotten to him yet, but he's not S tier though.
I feel like I'm happy with this. I will say Garrus, I do think, is a little better than Tali.
Yeah, like I said with the whole Garrus thing. Garrus, they made him to be the perfect sidekick. Like, you have Shepard, Then you have Garrus. Like even in his goodbye, he says there's no Vicarian without Shepard. There's no Shepard without Vicarian. Like it's one and the same. Like you can't have one without the other. That's why I think like Tali, clear cut number 2, and then we just go from there. I think.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I was gonna try to fight for Tali to be number 1, but I can't. I love Garrus. I actually really like the mission where he pulls you aside. I think it's in Mass Effect 3 at the Citadel, where he's like, "Who's the better sniper? We gotta talk about it."
Oh yeah. That's kind of like his, basically his loyalty. Y'all just sniping and so. Yeah. Nah, Garrus is amazing. He's
I love that mission because, coming from someone, I usually love sniping in video games, so I thought it was just a really cool pair to Shepard into my playthrough. Alright, now, I think I'm happy with that. Tali, once again though, an amazing ending, her character development going from, like you said, nothing to figuring out where she belongs in the universe.
100%.
Saving the
Finally seeing her home plan there. And done.
Fixing the whole Geth situation that they caused, the Quarians caused. She didn't cause it, but the Quarians.
Yeah, her people. Yeah.
How she fixes it for them. Like she's really responsible for fixing it. So massive, and then they get their home planet back. So that's great. Going into this one's tough.
Bro, this next one I think might be the most controversial.
Very hard one.
I think it's a super controversial one. Super.
I think I think how we're gonna have to do the elusive man is you have to go in like steps of what makes a character good. And
yeah.
I think if we just start with what he does for the game, number 1, he starts in Mass Effect 2.
Yep, starts in Mass Effect 2.
F tier in Mass Effect 3.
F2, hey, that's valid. That's valid. That's valid. Gonna have to split him in half.
Elusive Man could be A tier because if they did not require you to read the comics to learn about him, true. You do have to read a lot of lore to understand a lot of this backstory. But
no, 1000%, and that's like another reason why I felt like there was still obviously there's also another character that this applies to, but when it comes to the Elusive Man, a lot of his backstory is strictly through the comics, right? You don't know anything about him until you read the comics, or if you watch a video on YouTube about the comics. So, the first time you see him, he's already like super powerful. He's super rich. He's already created. There's no backstory, right? So it's like you kind of know him at his peak. And then it's just kind of like, you're kind of going from there, essentially.
Yeah, I was going to say, so I think for Mass Effect 2, he's an amazing character, as in he's super, you get to learn about him from starting off. He saves your life from what you know. He makes you join Cerberus, he gives you a ship, he gives you ED, all this crazy stuff. And he tells you, we need to do this to save the world. And you kind of just go about it for now. You still know he's a little sus, he's a little shady. But his character, if you're just looking at the character and how it progresses, of like you slowly get to learn more about him, in Mass Effect 2, I think he's like super high up there, like Night Rick said. But I do like in the beginning of Mass Effect 3 of you thinking he's the villain, and like how you could predict that he's not. Maybe he has more plans, or maybe he's doing what he thinks is right, kind of like Saren.
Well, Mass Effect 3, he's more unpredictable, I would say, than he is in 2. Like in 2, you could tell he wants to. He might have some crazy methods, but he wants to help humanity at the end of the. But in 3, you kind of just don't really know where his head's at.
Yeah, it kind of seemed all over. It was like almost impossible to predict. I was predicting some crazy shit too. I was like,
yeah,
he's gonna save the whole crew at the last
every 10 seconds, Reed coming up with a new theory for this man, bro. He's like, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that, he's gonna do that.
Hold on, he's gonna come back. We're all gonna be at our death's door, and he's gonna come back and save all of us with Cerberus.
And you know what's crazy? Like, just to add to his character in Mass Effect 3,
makes a good character in a way.
Yeah, no, 100%. Unpredictability is actually a good sign of a character, actually.
A lot of layers, but, that's what I meant. Like, there's a lot of layers to him, that's why you have to, like, take him in layers.
Yeah, but, like, in Mass Effect 3, he actually ends up being right about the Reapers. which is the funny thing about it. Like, technically speaking, he is right. You can control the Reapers.
Yeah.
So
His
all
plan
that
would
research he
never
was
worked.
doing,
He was right.
yeah, no, his method of going about it was horrendous. But he was right technically that you could control the Reapers. So
He was right.
you kind of got to come a little slack, but the way he went about it was crazy.
He didn't need to like kill innocent lives. You know what I mean? His Cerberus
Yeah.
killed many innocent lives.
I mean, remember at the end of MB3 where like you meet Miranda's father, he has basically a whole station dedicated to like slavery, essentially, like testing all those people and everything. So yeah, he's not a good person, but
He was just
and
Saren,
like
if you're asking me. He's like I think a better fleshed out Saren, where you get way more of him.
yeah, in Mass Effect 3 for sure, he's Saren, and that's why so many people like when you look at the community of Mass Effect, it's so split on the Elusive Man because nobody knows when he became indoctrinated. Like he's indoctrinated in Mass Effect 3, but you just don't know when it happened. So we don't know like what is the Elusive Man and what is the Reapers telling him what to say. You feel me? So it's like
same thing as Saren, where you
like,
can't really like characterize him because it's like he was indoctrinated technically, so it's hard to say what was him or not. But I think if we don't think about the whole indoctrination thing, I actually thought he was a good villain to have in 3. I didn't hate him.
100%, a great villain.
We needed somebody to like actually see as a villain, not just these like massive like creatures, the Reapers. You know what I mean? As a person, I love. What's really important for me in a video game or like shows, movies, I need a villain that is like a person. You know what I mean? Like someone that you can actually like visualize, not just like this massive entity.
Yeah.
And I liked him for that.
Well, one thing that you can kind of compare him to the Reapers with is that Saren, we only get in one game, right? The Elusive Man, he joins in 2. He's not indoctrinated in 2. He's not a villain in 2. He wants to help you, but he has extreme methods. But it's kind of like a slow cooking process. It's like, yeah, it's like as you continue to go through 2, especially at the end of 2, if you choose to blow up the collective base, you start to see that if you go against him, he will like F you over. Like he's willing to deal with Shepard for as long as Shepard gives him what he wants, essentially.
Which I think is like actually a well-written character. I think this is a well-written character. It's like you kind of know in Mass Effect 2 you really can't trust him, and they slowly let you see like why, and builds up in 3 and everything. And then he becomes the main villain.
Throughout two, like you said, it's like a slow cooker. It's like time after time again, he screws you over, puts you in some crazy situations that you should never be put in. But he does it because at the end of the day, he has a method for why he does things, but he just does things like stupidly, Like,
I think he's a little dumb. Like Night Rick said, maybe in 3 you could see some of like the bad, I wouldn't say bad writing, but maybe they just kind of, maybe he was more of like his character, maybe he's just dumb. He's meant to be dumb. But in Mass Effect 2, I really liked him a lot in terms of, it was like a slow cook with him. He slowly build up, and his writing was really well. And you're like, okay, maybe I can't trust him anymore. But yeah, I think.
Mass Effect 2, he was absolutely.
I think the only thing we're missing is talking about how his story concludes. Now, in my story, we kill him, but I know you've played a bunch of playthroughs, Ritsky. Is there any difference?
Yeah. There are small differences to the Elusive Man's conclusion. You can technically talk him out of his craziness.
That would probably be better. That would probably be a better.
Yeah. So how you talk him out of the craziness is every time you get one of those options. So like those blue and red options that pop up. Right? So whenever you get a Paragon or Renegade option, you have to stick. No. You have to stick with the same option no matter what. So if you pick blue once, you can't then go and pick red and then blue. Then like you have to stick with the same one because you have to be consistent with it. If you end up switching and picking blue and then red, he's basically gonna like it's like you're messing with his head, right?
I see.
So he's not gonna listen to you. But if you consistently stay with blue or red, then you can actually talk him out of like the craziness that he's going through.
Okay.
So
Okay, I could see that being a way better ending for him. That's something I wish I saw, because that's the ending that I think the character deserves, where he finally realizes, like, hey, maybe I'm wrong, and then he could die, he could not, whatever, but I feel like he needs to understand that what he was doing was, like, maybe not the right way to go about it.
yeah, no, he's definitely he's one of those characters that has the right idea, just the wrong way to go about it. Just
So,
and also you gotta think, if the person in chat said they're S tier and ME2 and F tier and ME3, do you just like kind of cut that in half and maybe put them in
F tier and ME3? That's kind of crazy. I'm
yeah, no,
F tier and ME3.
F tier, well, probably just because he fucks you so much in the ME3 probably.
Oh yeah, you're talking
because
about
like
the fact that he's like an Udina kind of, where he's just a complete asshole. Okay, I can see
yeah,
that.
well,
Yeah.
he's just a
He does kill
version of Udina simply because he has more like money and power and everything. So like Udina has like power, but like not as much as he does. Like
I guess like important thing to note for the tier list, it's not really like it's more, yeah, I guess their character, and he's a complete idiot, so he could be considered F. I could see that actually.
yeah, but I would say initially, based off of like when I played this for the first time, and also judging off of kind of tiers on how it's shaping out to be, I would not hate putting him in A tier. Because I do think this is I think he's an A tier character.
He's an A tier.
Okay, and
That's
also
what I wanted to like argue up to.
also it's kind of hard because I love Martin and the performance that he gives for him. So like I'm thinking of like, damn, Martin Sheen kills his performance, and it's like, yeah, like he's so good, like, and like you said, he's such a good. Like he's not somebody that you can just defeat in one game like Siren. Like no, you have to actually like grit your teeth and make it to Mass Effect 3, and then you can take him on. But and plus we don't even know where he's at until Mass Effect 3, which is also kind of dope. Where it's like he's hidden until Mass Effect 3. So I feel like I would put him at A tier. Just kind of I love him as a character. I think he's a dope villain. I love the actor portraying him.
It's the layers he has. He has so many good layers.
Yeah, so many.
So, I think he'd be like super low A tier, but I do think he's on the A tier. He's gonna be like super low. I don't think he's gonna be super high on this A tier list, but I'm happy with that. Let me change my camera so y'all can see this a little better. Actually, let me go. I'm happy with that. You guys are. I'm happy. Low A tier.
Yeah, like I said, I'm fine with A. What Chad's kind of feeling, Lane or whoever is in. I don't know if y'all fuck with the A tier ranking, but I think he's A tier. Like, if you're looking at kind of
for the story, he's a high rated character. But as a person, and
100%, yeah.
He's a shitty, terrible person who gets a lot of people killed. He technically gets Thane killed. He gets Ashley killed, almost.
I mean, but the thing is, he's an awful person, right? Yeah, he's a terrible person. Like, we're not ranking him on how humanitarian he is, you know what I mean? Like, but the fact that he gets in your way every step of the way,
he's an F.
Yeah, he an F tier, easy. But like in Mass Effect 3, he gets in your way every step of the way. Every time you think that you're like up, here comes the elusive man to like knock you down. Right? Like
one thing I don't understand, I guess it's more on the Aras, and I wish I searched this up a little bit more, because I didn't understand. So like he screws you over when you're on the Aras planet, and you kind of just lose it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any, like, that's the one thing in Mass Effect 3 I think they rushed on. I don't think there's anything in the game that you actually get to get her home planet back, is there?
No, her home planet So it's meant to be like a crossroad for Liara, where it's like
Yeah,
she's meant to see her home planet get destroyed,
I
and
see.
it's like a bonding moment between her. And if you romance Liara, it's more because like it's your girl, and now you're seeing her upset, her home planet's gone, and because that's when her and after that mission, that's when her and Jarvis, so how the fuck you pronounce his name? Yeah, Javik. That's when they get into it because it's like she's upset that he's like talking shit about her people, saying that well y'all should have been paired, and she's like f you.
Yeah.
And so
At the end of it, Javik does apologize, and I actually like that for her because like everybody on the ship was like super nice to her when all that was
yeah,
going on. That was kind of cool.
yeah,
All
no,
right,
he's so
I'm happy with
yeah,
that.
I think A tier, so yeah, that's fine.
Low eight. All right, all right. So this one's a little tough because she doesn't have much. I'm not good with names. Arya, right? T Loke. What's her name?
Yeah, Arya, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Alia T Loke or something like that. This one's tough because she doesn't have much development. Besides the DLC, which is
Yeah, the Omega
good.
DLC was amazing, absolutely
Very,
amazing.
very good, and I feel like that DLC alone
I feel
felt
like
like she
the
was a part
Omega
of like
D.
3 games. Because it was like
No,
3 hours.
100%.
Yeah.
No, like
Yeah.
seeing her, like how much she cares about Omega,
Mm.
and seeing like kind of the not early stages of Omega, but the hidden layers of Omega you get to see in the Mass Effect 2 was like really really dope. So it adds another layer to the planet. It adds kind of to her because you get to see like, and obviously when you complete the DLC, she's like, okay, we're like rebuilding Omega. So you kind of feel like you thing in a sense, right? You help to get back her planet, and it's like dope.
I guess going into it, starting from the beginning, I like how, you know, she is a. Okay, I won't get like crazy with it, but she's a really badass like girl queen leader. You know what I mean? And
100%, yeah.
and it's cool to see that, and I like how she's willing to do whatever she needs to do to get Omega back, and also to be a leader to the people, what she thinks is best. And when she meets her
Yeah.
friend, the character development between her and her friend shows that like she cares about her friends and stuff, but she's still willing to care more for Omega than her old
hmm
school friend. And she was willing
Well,
to
and
do
also
what she had to do.
in that DLC, you're seeing two different versions of how she used to. Her friend doesn't have a super like hard touch to her, but she cares about her people, right? Meanwhile, Arya slightly cares about the people of Omega, but she rules with like an
Yeah.
where it's like you listen to me and that's it, right? Her friend is a little bit more spineless, but she cares about the people. So it's like it's a nice contrast to see like one of them act this way, one of them act this way,
Mm.
and I again I love
It's
the
what someone who's
DLC.
leading Omega though need to be. If you're not that leading
Yeah,
Omega and those
like
people, it's not gonna work.
yeah, yeah, Arya's way of leading 100% fits Omega, right? Because Omega is meant to be this planet that's full of the rejects of society, right? If the gangs and the everything, like if you messed up and you're hiding from somewhere in the galaxy, you're probably living in Omega.
I love like Tali, but if someone like Tali was leading Omega, it just wouldn't work. She's too nice. You know what I mean? You need
No,
someone who's like
no, absolutely not. Absolutely.
you need someone who's badass, and I feel like she fits that really well. And her DLC was amazing. It gave her enough character development that I'm actually like happy enough to put her in a category.
100%.
Because like before it'd be
I
really
think
hard without that DLC.
I was gonna say before the DLC, I would put her in C tier, but the DLC bumped her up to B for me. I would say.
B, I could see her as in an A or high B, but
Yeah, I think if she's in B, she's in front of Kaiden. I would say.
you can't put her in A because like you look at characters like Elusive Man who just has so much development, who's been on the ship, Jaqua forever,
Yeah,
who has great moments
yeah.
with
The
Shepard.
characters, the characters in A either have some level of importance or they're like super loyal to Shepard, like Chakos, right? In the case of Arya, I think that DLC made me really like her, which
I
is why I
didn't
think B is appropriate. I think she's the top of B for right now. I think I would put her above Kaiden for sure. Like her personality and everything is like really really. I like her as a character. I just wish she was in more of Mass Effect. You know?
Yeah, and she's one of those characters that could have like. Imagine if she got to like join this ship. Maybe like something happens in Mass Effect 2 where she loses Omega or like mid game
Mm-hmm.
Mass Effect 2 instead
Yeah.
of like beginning of 3, and then she joins the ship for an entire like half of that game. That would be
Yeah.
that would be so cool.
I mean, yeah, if she was a crewmate, you can argue A tier, but it's just unfortunate that she was never a crewmate.
So now I do agree with B. I just think where should we put her in
Mhm.
B? I don't know. I don't think she's above Kaiden.
Well, well, well. I see. I would argue. Think, I think her personality fits more above Kaiden.
Really? Okay. I
Yeah,
just don't think she has
I think
more in this Kaiden, and I like Kaiden because he, like you said, number one, like he could save the whole crew and die for that, or then if you romance him, keep him alive.
Yeah.
He's like way more, eventually becoming kind of like Ashley, but obviously not reaching as high.
Yeah. Well, he obviously, him and Ashley have a very similar storyline. If regardless of who's alive.
I don't think she's above Kaiden. You really think she's above Kaiden? I can't.
I mean, I think personality wise, yeah.
Yeah.
When you look at her, she's like a complete badass. Like it kind of like the minute you see her in Mass Effect 2, you are instantly drawn to
She
her.
does have aura.
Like she has just her aura is insane.
Yeah.
Like not only like yes, she's obviously a character, right? But like she just has a presence to her that like you want to know more about her like backstory, and she's kind of like playing like a cat and mouse thing with you to where it's like, okay, you know, she'll tell you a little bit, but she won't give you the full kind of like picture, you know what I mean? And it just makes you want more. I think Kaiden's a cool character, but I think Kaiden's personality is a little boring to some people. That's why a lot of people choose to save Ashley to begin with.
He is a little on the boring side, and okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. All right. Okay. Going into well, big one. Here we go. Now we're really getting some heavy hitters coming up here soon. All right,
Oh god.
All right, here we go.
Oh god, is that Dr. Morden?
That's
Is that
not
Morden? Morden is...
Dr. Morden.
Oh god, I got to think about this one.
Morden's tough because sure he was in all of Mass Effect 2. He has one of the best conclusions I think in Mass Effect. One of the best, at least in terms of deaths. I think he has one of the best, probably the best deaths in all of Mass Effect, right? Most important.
I would say importance, yes.
Not talking about like main character or anything.
Yeah, but I think in terms of importance, he's definitely up there in terms of like, you know, how he can die, right? Obviously, there's like two different ways.
Yeah.
You know, I almost kind of, I'm not gonna say put him in X, obviously, but I kind of look at him the same way I look at like Rex, where it's like,
Agreed.
okay, cool character, but when you really break down their story, it's really kind of one thing and one thing only, and they're both like they're both kind of connected to each other. Like Rex's whole thing is saving his people. Morden's whole thing is like helping people like forget that his people were responsible for the genophage. So it's like they're both kind of like a mirror image of each other.
Okay, here's the thing. Like for his people, he does a great job as a character getting to understand his people, everything they've done, and I like how he's one of the odd cases where he's actually trying to make up for it, kind of like Tali, Corians. I like how they changed it up by Mass Effect 3, where he is. I like how they characterize him with her eventually, where he like becomes super close to her, and his mission is like saving her and like fixing everything, kind of, and then kind of dying for her. I really like that. I thought it was a great way for him to go out. It's just I never really got super close to Morden. Like when he.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know during your playthrough you were kind of like, you know, you weren't really. Yeah, you weren't really a fan of the Solarians to begin with. Like they were kind of like, you know, one of your least favorite races in the game. So.
Morden was a fun character. I liked how like fast he would talk and like some of his dialogue was fun and all that stuff. And his he had like okay quests in Mass Effect 2. His thing quest or whatever I forgot what they called them.
Well, Morden's quest was like really important for Mass Effect
It was
3
more for the
because
story. Yeah.
yeah, because you can still cure the genophage without it, but it becomes a little bit difficult in 3 if you like don't have the research from 2. So yeah,
Yeah, he seems like he was a character more important for the story, but I feel like you never really get to like know him as like an actual
know him. Yeah,
character.
there
Like,
are there are there are some moments where Morden opens up, but he's not like the most open character. Yeah,
I just don't see him being god tier. His death is god tier, but from the
yeah.
beginning to the end, no, from the beginning to like 70% of his life, I wouldn't say it's a
Mhm.
god tier. So I don't think I could put him in S. I think I could put
He
him
probably
in
has
A.
like he probably has the saddest death in the game. Like whenever I watch people play Mass Effect 3 for the first time and they get to Morden's death, like they're always teared up and everything. He has like a top 3 death in the entire franchise. But
It's just
as a whole character, he's definitely not S. I think the argument then becomes like A or B. I would say B if I had to like kind of narrow it down. I would say B for Morden.
he just doesn't. I'm just not. I never got close to him. Like honestly, I can't understand the people who did cry. Like his death was super sad, but
Yeah.
they never let you get close to the Morgan character enough to like cry.
Well, I think if you talk to him enough, he does like
Somewhat, yeah.
so Morden's like just a really goofy kind of guy in a sense. Like he's really smart, insanely smart. That's why he's on the Normandy to begin with. But he's just like really goofy. He's kind of just always like cracking jokes and
fun.
like
I did
there's
like
that part where he can like sing and like sing that song to you and everything. But he's not like an S tier character. But I would say B, probably between, if I had it, look, if I had to like stick him somewhere, I would say B.
But I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd put him in
Nah, I think honestly, you might think I'm crazy. I think he would be in B between Arya and Kaden. I'd go smack between those two. I do. I think.
Morden.
No, bro, I'm telling you,
He's like extremely important compared to like.
yeah, like he's important to like the story in terms of curing the genophage. But like, if you told me his character was as interesting as Arya, even with the little screen time that Arya gets, I still think Arya is more interesting than Morden.
She's like more fleshed out, yeah, as a character.
Yeah, like, are you gonna tell me that Morden as a character has as much depth as the Elusive Man? Because that's who you would put him in A tier. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you put him in A, you like you're saying he's as good as Anderson or the Elusive Man. Like Chalk was kind of just a fan, but
Morden's loyalty really exposes his internal conflict, and he doesn't shy away from seeing the consequences of the genophage. Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
100%.
Okay, that's why I don't want to put him in a B, because I think the whole ending thing of him actually working out that whole genophage stuff, and I really liked how they paired him up with the female Krogan, the final female Krogan. I really liked that.
Eve, yeah.
Yeah, and it made him feel like he had more meaning to the story, and like you get to see his character way more and how he actually
I'm
feeling about
not gonna deny that I did like seeing the fact that Morden was one of the few Solarians who felt bad for the genophage. I will agree with that. I just think if we're
I can't do it. I can't put him in V. I don't know, man.
if we're comparing characters, right? Strictly characters, right? And I get like their story plays into it, of course, 100%. If we were to compare his story to the layers,
Elusive Man, though. He has a better ending than the.
Does he though? I mean, it really depends, though. It depends.
For my
maybe if you pick like the good option, maybe. But if you pick the bad option, where you shoot him and he has to crawl to the button and still doesn't get to release the genophage killer, I don't know if that's better than the Elusive.
Good, though. That is.
I don't know. I don't know though. I don't know.
Nah,
I don't know.
that's a Giga Chad. That's how you. That's
Yeah,
good
but he
character
doesn't
development.
even get it off though. Like, yeah, it's dope to see him crawl and like use all
Well,
his to get
that
there.
shows his
But
character
he,
though. That shows how good his character is.
yeah,
Imagine you got shot, and the last thing you're
yeah.
trying to do, you're bleeding out. You're not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about just hitting that button. That's an S tier character.
But to be fair, what else is he gonna do? Because he gets shot as the elevator's going up,
That's an
so it's
S
not
tier
like he can
character
just come.
though.
He can't just come down the elevator. He has to crawl to the button. That's all he can do.
Bro,
Like
but
that's
still,
all he can do.
most people would just give up. They bleed out. They don't have the.
They just bleed out.
They don't have the the energy inside of them, the S tier, to keep on going. But he
Yeah.
kept on going. That's why I
Yeah,
think he has a
no,
better
that-
ending than the Elusive Man. In terms
That
of
that part I agree with. I think the Elusive Man is more complex than Morden is, in my opinion. Like I think his character is like just you're more intrigued with his character than Morden. I think Morden is like I said, he's like a goofy kind of character, and like the person in chat said, I like that they have the internal beef within him. I just wasn't super impressed with Morden. That's why I be, but like I said, you.
I kind of felt the same way in a way though with the death. Like I saw it and it's really sad and he has one of the best deaths, but I feel like I didn't know him enough. Like
Yeah.
some characters that we know, like in terms of like Liara. If that was Liara or Tali, that would be like or Garrus, I'd be crying. But
Imagine Dr. Chuck was dying that way. Oh man, he'd be.
oh man, if that was Dr. Chocolates, I would actually shed a tear. I'm not even memeing. I'm not even memeing.
No, hell no.
I love her.
No,
She's one
listen,
of my favorites. She's like the heart of the ship. She's
Okay,
the heart
so
of the ship.
are you trying to argue more than for A? Is that what you're arguing right now?
I think he could be like a low A or a high B.
Bro, what do you mean? I said B. What you mean? I
But you said
B.
okay, but I mean he'd be higher than her though. He would be
Oh,
higher
nah,
than
not
her.
higher than R. Hell no. Oh, yeah. Bro,
Okay, what
bro,
about the
listen.
Chat? The chat will be the final decision here.
Okay, yeah, whoever's in chat, bet,
Or
I
Night,
got you.
Night Tricks. Please help us out. I think he has a better ending than like Elusive Man, because like Elusive Man, he dies, at least in my playthrough, and it kind of just was that, like, whatever. You know what I mean? He just fucked everyone over at the end of the day. As
Yeah.
a character, it was good character development, but it was just like, you know what I mean? It wasn't anything badass. He kind of just died off screen.
But okay, hold on. So like, let me ask you a question. If you put Arya next to Morden, right, and you compare the two of them on who had more of an impact on you in your playthrough, okay, who would you say had more of an impact on you?
Morden.
Like, what are you saying? What? You like Morden more than Arya? What? You like?
Well, I'm a gooner, so I can't say that for a fact. Like, in terms of, like I'm a gooner, so I liked her better. But I think Morden is a better character than her.
I mean, yeah, because he gets more screen time. That's why. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Arya has a fraction of the screen time that Morden has, and yeah, I still think she outperforms him with the less screen time.
We need help in the chat.
Yeah.
I'll be able to say, there's just one thing you gotta say in the chat. Is Morden better than Arya? If yes, then I can figure out where to put him easily. If not, I'm sorry. I think for me, I had to put him above her because the thing with her,
Oh man.
is she a good character? Is she interesting? Yes, but she's also kind of one-dimensional in terms of like all she is just a badass leader for Omega, and that's it.
Yeah, but we also don't know her backstory though. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so like in Mass Effect 2, I think there was a mission where there's like a Krogan that you meet on Omega, and he was on Omega at the same time as Arya, and like he was saying that like, oh, she did this, and this to get me out of power, and like you like you're basically intrigued because you don't really know much about Arya at that point, but like she still doesn't tell you, and like I don't know, that's just like super dope to me, like for her. I know some people could be like,
So
"Whoa,
what you're
why,
telling me is
why?"
you're basing this off of Goonerisms too.
I'm not. No. This Guna here. I'm just saying she's intriguing more than you just said when we were ranking her. You said, or you know what I'm saying? You can't say more than has or. You can say more than has.
He doesn't have aura, but I feel like his character, it was better. It felt better than her. How do I explain it? Like he had more impact to me than she did. Like it's going back to the same thing that if I was to look back at all the characters, I would think of him before I think of her.
Well, because of his death, though. If you Okay, let me ask you a question. If Morden survived and cured the genophage, would you still look at him the same way?
You said if he didn't? Probably not a bit.
No, I said if more. Okay, my bad. I'm saying if Morden survived, yeah, and cured the genophage and like survived while doing it, you look at him the same way. Because I feel like a lot of his
I thought they were going to
character.
make him get with her somehow. That would have been crazy. Get with E.
That's crazy.
I
Nah,
thought he was gonna cuck Rex.
nah. I feel like a lot of his memory comes down to the fact that he died, and he dies in like such a like memorable way.
He's a hero. That's a heroic death.
Yeah, but like if you take his death away, I just don't think he's that interesting. Without the death, with the death, obviously it's like sad, right? But like, I just think
We'll
without the death, it's like,
I'm happy with that for now. We'll come back to this.
We spent so much time on Morden.
I'm happy with that for now. I'm happy with that for now. I'm sorry. I have to put him at least high B. Alright. I'm happy with that. Let us know, chat, if you have a better decision for him. If he's lower than her, Arya. Let me know. Alright. We'll come back to that. That's a tough one.
it 100% it's tough, but I mean it's.
I just realized how long this shit's take. That's the problem with tier lists. I like to talk
It's
for like a
taking
long time about one character, but then it's like fucking like 5 hours
Yeah.
stream, and I want to make this in like a video.
No, 100%.
So I'll try to crack through fast.
Nah, I got you.
Honestly,
Try to plow
most of the
through
hard
a couple of these.
Yeah. Like now I'm thinking at it.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think once you get to like some of the Quarians and like Samara's daughter, you can just kind of just like put them in like whatever. Just
It shouldn't be too bad. I think we're doing good. It's good. Honestly, we can go for 5 hours. I don't care. Alright. Going into Jack. Okay, Jack is tough for me. At first, she starts off kind of the same way that honestly the same way that kind of Arya starts off, where she's kind of just a badass. You know, she's considered one of the best fighters I think in the galaxy, right? And you saving her from the prison, I actually really like that mission.
yeah, she's
really fun.
Yeah, she's known to be the number one biotic in the galaxy.
That's insane. So, at first, obviously, she's really just, you know, I only care about myself. She's one of those characters where when I talk about character development, I think she has some of the better character development in the game. In terms of, she goes from, in 1, to super hard-headed, just all I want to do is what I want, I'm just going to fight, and that's about it, to eventually working with Shepard long enough to seeing how he rubs off on her, and I really like to see that. I think she's the only character that like you really get to see how Shepard rubs off on her, and I really like that because that's the main character, and the fact that he like rubs off on her enough to where she eventually becomes in charge of a bunch of kids, and you can tell that she really cares about it, and she really cares about the kids and everything, and like leading them, and how she becomes kind of like a war chief or whatever. I really love that for her. I actually thought she had one of the better concluded stories, even though she wasn't in Mass Effect 3 as much as I wish she was. Absolutely loved all the party stuff with her. I feel like we gotta talk more about all the party dialogue, because she's one of the characters that had really cool party dialogue. Same with Grunt. But super good character. I don't think she's anything like an S tier. she doesn't have enough either. She's one of those characters that suffers from not being in Mass Effect 1, not being really in Mass Effect 3 that much. So for me, I would put her so hard too. Fuck, we're getting so hard because now that we have so many characters in here, it gets hard to like say
Yeah,
is
no.
she better than this character, and it's like,
Yeah, I think
is it not?
just to while you think about that, just to give some thoughts on Jack, I would say the reason I love Jack is because
I really like
the same argument you can make for Ashley, you can make for Jack, right?
Yep.
One of the better character development in the series, right? Goes from like this like creation
I think she
meant
has
to
better
be the best
character.
biotic in the galaxy,
Yeah.
and then she goes from like just a straight complete psycho to
Yeah.
actually being a leader, right? Like in Mass Effect 3 leading the whole, biotic, group and whatever. So, I also like, and this is kind of a niche thing, but I like how in Mass Effect 2, when you have the chance to romance her, I like the fact that you have to actually commit to getting to know her rather than just like, because she does give you the option to sleep with her, right? If you sleep with her, it cuts off the romance because she's like, okay, he doesn't give a fuck, right? But if you turn down the option to sleep with her and then commit to the romance, I think it's a really good romance in the second game. Obviously, it doesn't lead to anything in Mass Effect 3 because she's not in Mass Effect 3 as much as the characters are. But I do think overall, she's a really good character. Now, Reed, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you put Jack underneath Morden, we got some issues.
No, I wasn't gonna put her underneath.
There's no way she's underneath Morden.
I wasn't gonna put her underneath Morden, but she's not an S. She's honestly, I think she's like the high of A. I think she is. Cause like I'm looking at the A list here, and I think she's better than these characters. So it's like, at least for me, she's
the only
better than
character.
here. So it's like
the only character I would argue strictly off of performance would be the Elusive Man.
Yeah.
But I do think she is an A tier character. I think when you look at all the characters in B tier, I think she's more entertaining than all. Even my love for Arya, I think she's more entertaining. Like
every time you have a dialogue with her, it's something you're not like just rushing through because it's actually like really interesting. She's
100%. Like
a
her,
lot of good writing. It's not just boring.
Her, like, bro, what the fuck was that one quote in the? I think it was like Shrek 1, something about like an onion has like multiple layers, like that. What was it? He onion or something like that. That's kind of how I feel about Jack. It's like she has multiple layers to her, and getting to know her is like so rewarding. So,
I can't tell you how disappointed I was when I found out she wasn't in Mass Effect 3, really, because she was one of my favorite characters by the end of 2.
Well, I mean, she's only that one mission, and at the party she's there, but other than that, she's not.
In Mass Effect 3, the school was one of
the Grissom Academy. Yeah.
And I love seeing
her mission is dope. Seeing her as a leader is really cool. I just don't. She's obviously not S, so we're really more so arguing A, and I do think she falls into A.
Not S. I love when she was talking to Shepard and saying how she like rubbed off on him and that she would risk her life for the kids and stuff like that. It's crazy to see that change from her. So definitely high A.
100%.
I would have romanced her. She'd be like my third or fourth pick on romance. Which is
fine.
So
romance in Jack is just so tough because, like I said, it leads to almost nothing.
That's why I would put her S tier. If she had a good romance and she was in all of 3, she would definitely probably be an S tier character. But
I think if she was in all of 3, you can argue S, but it's hard to put her in S with how little she's in Mass Effect.
Speaking of that, going into Grunt, another character who was really only
he's definitely in
Mass Effect 2.
He's definitely in ME3 more than Jack, but it's not by much. So it's not by much.
Grunt is tough. Grunt, starting off with this story, you find out that he's like bio-engineered or whatever to be like one of the
very
Krogan.
Very similar to Jack, as a matter of fact. They both were were engineered to be the perfect of their kind.
Yeah.
Like it's very similar.
Um, Going into his character, I really liked his his story in Mass Effect 2 where he gets to kind of I forgot what they call it exactly, but going to the Krogan, how you have to like get initiated kind of. I really like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
that. That was
His
sick.
loyalty mission. That was dope.
Fighting the
Yeah,
worm or whatever, that shit was badass, and like how he's just a super fun guy for how like
yeah.
I thought he was gonna be like super evil, like even more worse than like X in a way of like Dark, because he just
Hmm.
all he wants to do is fight, but he's like extra.
Yeah.
But no, he actually has like a nice side to him, and honestly, I would have put him in like a B or like a C, but at the party when he was pressing the button to deny all the people, that brought him up a tier. That brought him up, like no, fun dude.
No, Rick.
Yeah,
Not Rick. Sorry, Grunt has a lot of dope one-liners,
he's a
right?
one-liner
And
character,
even
exactly.
I don't know if you saw this part, but the part where he like gets arrested and he calls Shepard to bail him out. Did you see that part?
Mm-mm.
So
That's
there's
awesome though. What
like,
the hell?
okay, when you do the Citadel DLC, right?
Mm.
And you know how there's that whole new area that's unlocked through the DLC, like that strip where you can like play the games, go to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
casino and everything, right? A bunch of the characters will like hit you up to like go do things,
Oh, that's cool.
and Rex is like, yo, he's like, yo, I need help, and sorry, not Rex, Grunt, sorry, Grunt's like, yo, I need help, and it's basically a story of how he got arrested, like destroying a bunch of stuff and then crashing one of the cars, and Shepard has to like basically sign him
Oh,
out. It's
that's
like really
funny.
cool. So yeah, it's
That's cool.
like
I just
yeah, it's
he's one of those characters that like had way less than Jack though. You know what I mean? Like he definitely, in my opinion, like from two and to three, you don't
mhm.
care as much about his story, in my opinion, as like someone like Jack. And his
Yeah,
ending,
yeah, I
even
think
with
Jack leaves more
same
of a
development, yeah,
emotion
yeah,
development than Grunt does. I will say though, Grunt does have good development because when you really do think about it,
okay,
he goes from someone who is bred to be the ultimate Krogan, which means he is nothing but a warrior, right? And he goes from
true,
being somebody who wants to fight, 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 to you doing his loyalty mission and you basically like figuring out why that is, right? Right, helping you out with that. And then going from that to leading his own crew in
that's
Mass
true,
Effect 3, right? Being a leader, very similar to Jay, right?
that's true.
And the fact that it feels like he's almost like grown up through Shepard, right? Which is why a lot of people refer to Grunt as like your son, right? Because like he's with you from the get go.
Yeah, okay, I could see that. Plus, like, remember when he stays behind to like fight off all those people? That was pretty sick. That definitely brought
Yeah,
him up
fight
there.
off
The
all.
fact that he could die
Yeah,
at the end too.
that scene where he
Yeah,
survives the Arachnite is
that's pretty sick.
absolutely fire. Like,
I think he's not really hard to do because like kind of know where he is. He's a much like he's honestly like the exact same character as Jack, but just a little different, not as
yeah,
much.
just as yeah. I can see a world where he's an A, maybe just underneath Jack, maybe.
I don't think he's better than the elusive man though.
Well, yeah, I think the Elusive Man's probably better. I could see A is kind of tough because we kind of like
I don't
realistically,
think he's
a,
A.
a, Elusive Man should be in front of Chocolate. Realistically,
Yeah, I'm not
if
gonna
we,
lie. I think we got Elusive man kind of fucked up right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, we
Okay, let's
got
let's fix that a little
he's
bit. I could even see
he's
him being above Anderson as a
yeah above
character.
Anderson. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think he belongs there. I agree.
yeah. Behind. So were you gonna initially
You
put
there?
Grunt in B? Is that what you're saying?
I was thinking like I would put him honestly behind Morden.
Behind, so between him and Arya. Is that what you're saying?
Honestly, I think even like Arya, I kind of like more as a character and where she goes.
Bro, there's
I just don't
no
like
way
the
you're
Krogan. I'm
arguing
an
for
asshole to
Arya.
Krogan. It could just be a
The
Krogan thing. Maybe
Krogan.
I'm racist. Maybe I'm speciesist for Krogan.
Nah. This is
Well, he
nah.
gave
See,
Rex an
now this is
S.
what. See, this is why he put Ashley S tier. He can relate to Ashley. It's crazy.
Morden is the gatekeeper for A. For your friend now, true. Okay, Night Ricks.
No,
Night
no,
Ricks. Now that you're here, we need help.
more than 1,000% is the gatekeeper. I do not like seeing Morton at the top of B. That is just he's the gatekeeper.
No. Hey, Night Ricks. Do you think Morden should be? Yeah, you know what? I agree with this. I think we do. So you think he's a better character than Morden? I. It's hard. He could do because
It's
he can die
wait.
also.
Are you saying Grunt or Arya? Like who you are?
Sorry. Do you think Grunt is a better character than Morden?
Grunt? Yeah, Grunt. I think Grunt's better than Morton for sure.
Okay.
Look, I know y'all gonna act like I'm hating on Morton, but I
You
swear to
hate
God I'm
on
not.
Morden. What
It's
do you
just
hate
I
on
swear
Morden?
to God, I swear to God I'm not. I just think when I look at
He
the
also could have
character,
a very good death if you don't have the right thing, and like him dying there would have been really cinema too.
yeah, I mean when you don't do his loyalty, he's fucking dead right there. So
Honestly, I
yeah,
feel like I can't give Jack an A and then not give Grunt an A because they are so similar, and they
yeah,
kind of have
Jack
the
and Grunt
exact
are
same character development in a way.
yeah, their development is so. Now I will say Jack probably leaves more of a emotional mark on you, like I said before.
Yeah.
But other than that, like they're very similar. So
Okay, I'm happy with that. All right, sick.
more than is the gatekeeper. I'm gonna call him that from now on. He's the
That's good.
gatekeeper.
Morden is the gatekeeper of all time. I have Morden and S, but y'all already covered the arguments. See, that's what I was
More
trying to
than an
argue.
S tier. What are we saying though?
I
What
agree,
are we
though. I
saying?
agree. Thank you,
What are
Night
we
Rex. I don't think he's
more
a
than an
B is too
S?
low, man. B is too
Bro,
low.
hold on. You weren't even arguing more than an S. You said A, and now you're like, oh
No, he's not an
yeah,
S.
you just.
No. He's not an S character. In my opinion, Morden can't be S. I feel like you said, I think people might get a little subjective because of the death. Um, Genocide Redemption, that's true. That's true. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
He has a better ending and
Like
than all the
he
characters.
okay, he helps cure the Krogans potentially if you choose to have him
That's
cure the
massive,
Krogans,
though. Yeah,
but
that is massive.
yeah, but
Dude, he was crawling
I'm
to the
telling you,
button
his
if you fuck
bro
up.
Morden's death is like one of those like artists that die and then like their sales become 10 times what they were when they were alive.
I'm
Like
putting him in A.
they
I'm
sell more.
putting this
They
man in A.
sell
I don't
more.
even care.
They sell-
He's an A. He can't be a
Oh,
B.
bro.
You can't put Morden in B. It's crazy work. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly. See, bro, look. Nitrix just said that his death felt forced to me. It's almost like they were trying to like make an emotional moment.
okay,
Like
I
they
did
just killed
say
him.
that. I did
You
say
know what
that
I'm
I
saying?
wasn't
Like,
sad when he died. I was not
yeah.
sad because, like I said, I feel like he didn't have enough character. Like I didn't know him enough to care. But
Like if you look online, right? Look up like watch
that's
somebody
my
play
fault.
Mass Effect 3. Watch somebody play
You
Mass Effect
can't.
3 for the first time, and I swear to God, his death makes all of them cry every single time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's more important now that he died than if he had survived that. Like
Yes, but
so
that's still it's still because it's a conclusion to a character, and that's really important. I feel like that was an amazing death
yeah,
though.
I don't know.
I like how
Like
they
it's
paired him up
honestly
with Eve too. It felt important. You could see that side of him. And honestly, okay, he's still a gatekeeper, but we're gonna put him at low A. All right, guys, we're gonna put him at low
God
A.
damn it,
He's
bro.
still a
He's
gatekeeper though.
nah, bro. I can't.
He's gonna be like you.
I
He's still a
can't, bro.
gatekeeper. All
Arya,
right.
I will fight for you. I will fight for you.
Nah, I'm sorry. I ain't having it.
I will,
He is not a B. That's crazy.
I will
Putting him
fight
in the same category as like Saren is crazy work.
bro. Okay, but to be fair, we did say Siren could potentially be in C, but
That's
we just
true.
moved him to B. But like, yeah. But yeah, I mean, either way, if you want to
He's an A.
put him A,
All
but
right, I'm
we'll
happy with that.
put.
All right, next. Uh, Thane. Okay, Thane. Thane is also a character. It's sad to say, but all the Mass Effect 2 characters that were brought in Mass Effect 2, I feel like I don't know what it was about Mass Effect 3, what their decisions were, but they fucked up like all the cool ass characters in Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, I've been saying that for ages.
It's annoying.
They created they created really good characters in
Yes, some of the
ME2 just
best.
to not either utilize them or kill them off in ME3. Like
Okay, don't get me wrong.
they,
Deaths are cool and they work well when they're done well, but and I think like his death was pretty good, but
hmm
it's just sad. Like I wish we got more. And I really liked him in two. He didn't even have much in two. He's honestly probably the character in two you get the least of. No? Well, because I guess you get his loyalty. It's
mm,
about the same. And
yeah, I
then
mean
figuring out that he's like
the
dying
problem.
from his
See,
illnesses,
see
and
the
then
thing
the
with
son.
see the thing with Dane is like his loyalty mission is really good. In Mass Effect 2.
Yeah,
I
it's
like his
good.
loyalty mission a lot.
The son with
And
him.
also just like getting to know him and the fact I like how he can like remember um he can remember like every kill he's ever made. That's like
Hmm.
super cool. Like
It
that's
is
like a nice piece
badass.
of
He's got
lore
aura.
for him. You know what I
He
mean?
definitely has
Yeah, he
got
has
aura.
aura for sure.
Thane's high up there. So he said, yeah, part of the problem is they had to make ME3 to where it will work. Everyone had died. That's true. Yeah, because like everyone can technically die, right? And mess. Every character, depending on where you put them, one of them could die, or like multiple, right? So
hmm
that's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
and
ME3, yeah.
that's one of the biggest things going from ME1 to ME2. It's like in
Hmm.
ME1, hardly anyone can die,
Can die
right? So
really, yeah.
everyone's pretty much coming back in ME2, right? But then in ME from ME2 to ME3, the suicide mission is regarded as like one of the best missions ever.
I love that
But
mission.
at the same time, it does
Probably the
hurt
best.
ME3.
Yeah.
It does hurt ME3 because like they said, they have to kind of compensate for if X, Y, and Z character isn't
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean? So,
Hear me out. They should have done that at end of Mass Effect 3. Or I feel like they should have
what
done
like a
that.
big ass like? How would they make like Earth the suicide mission? Because like,
Yes, yes, you get to choose who
okay,
dies because that would mean more, especially for the people who like have built up all these stories and
I
like
mean,
you're
I
kind
could
of
see
rooting for
that.
them. If people die, oh man,
I
that
could
would
see
be
that
good.
working because like, let's say you spent like all three games with this pretty much the same cast of characters, and
Hmm.
then in Mass Effect 3, when you go back to Earth, you're basically choosing like who leads what and
Yes, I
everything.
was looking for
That'd be
that.
kind of cool.
I wanted that
That'd be
so
kind of
bad.
interesting.
'Cause that was like what you said
I could
was
see
the
that
best part
working.
about 2. I'm gonna be honest, this
Yeah, the
isn't this
whole
isn't a
like
game tier list, but I think Mass Effect 2 is like overall the best Mass Effect.
for
I
sure, it's
really
definitely the best.
yeah, characters, story, yeah, just everything.
ME2 had like everything, like cinematics, characters, like the planets were all cool that you visited. Like it had that.
And then
ME2 was.
yeah, 3 has production, definitely,
hmm
but
Well,
just
3 you can also argue like gameplay as well. The
true.
gameplay is really smooth in ME,
Mm-mm.
extremely smooth.
Definitely production, yeah, and the gameplay, the gunplay was really good. Uh, okay, I guess like one would be like lore probably. Sorry, but we're off a tangent. We're going back
Yeah, no,
to
one is definitely.
yeah. Okay, Thane. So, like we said, Thane is very important for his story and how he dies because of
hmm
Cerberus and everything that Cerberus does. But him saving the I forgot what was the name of the person he saved. I can't remember. Like he died for.
Oh,
I should know.
Dalatris,
Yeah, yeah,
the
Dalatrus.
Dalatris.
I like that. It was pretty sick. I really liked his because he like you really like back to him. It's really just the loyalty mission you get with him in Mass Effect 2, which is really cool. One of the better loyalty
hmm
missions, and then in Mass Effect 3, you get him coming back to talk to you for a bit, and then yeah, he dies for the
Yeah,
Dalatrus. But I really liked the story with his son, and like you said, how aura he has. He's badass. One of the best
yeah.
fighters,
Dane,
assassins.
you can argue Thane has S tier aura for
True,
sure.
true.
Like you could argue that like, he for sure has S tier aura.
He's definitely like the best assassin probably in the galaxy. He's good, and how he's like dying. It's kind of sad. He didn't have
hmm
much time longer before he would have died anyways. So I thought that was a proper death for him. At least he died doing something that was like really cool and beneficial than just like
hmm
dying from being sick.
Well, and
You could see it on screen.
also you gotta think, right? He died like I don't know. His death to Kai Lang was like it also kind of felt a little
Heartbreaking.
forced. Because like you can't sit here and tell me that like Thane can't go toe to toe with Kai Lang. Like that's
True.
just
True. And it's
like
off
you know what I'm
screen
saying?
too.
Like
Like it was pretty much off screen, wasn't it? Like they didn't really.
well,
Yeah.
they showed him stab Thane,
Mhm.
but that's about it, pretty much. So, but then also you can make the argument, which I personally wouldn't say this, but you could technically say his death might hit a little less because you knew from the beginning that Thane was more of a
He
temporary
was gonna
character.
die. Yeah.
Like, yeah, like he wasn't gonna survive. So you
Mhm.
kind of knew it was coming. You just didn't know he was gonna die. So that kind of takes some points away from his death, but his death is still sad. And I think
He was like getting
the
to like homie levels also as Shepard in a way. I felt like he was
yeah,
finally getting there, which was really nice. And not many
if you
people were
romance him
there.
with a if you romance him with a femme shepherd,
Yeah.
I think it's one of the sadder romances
Oh
strictly
yeah.
because like he dies and like there's that part where like his son is in the hospital with
In the
him
hospital.
and they want you to read from the Bible and everything and it's like oh it's like so sad. And then during the Citadel mission having that party before you kick off the party, you basically can like have like a tribute to him and it's like one of like the saddest like moments in the game. So,
I do really like that at the end too, where he was like, yeah, from the Bible. That was sick. As a,
yeah.
I actually really liked that. That was good. Um,
I think
he's very
if we're looking
lighthearted
for
too. Very
ranking,
lighthearted guy. Even though he's like so dangerous as an assassin, I feel like he was like very like lighthearted in a way, right?
yeah, no, he definitely was like chill. He wasn't like your typical like assassin. Like
Hmm.
he was like just he like I said, he was like a homie. We didn't get enough time with him to like say he was like a true homie. You know?
Didn't he? No, that was Samara. Wait, no. He's not the one. No, that was Samara who had to kill all her. She killed all her daughters, right? Pretty
Yeah,
much. Yeah.
cause they ended up being what do they call Agayashi or whatever.
They have to do
So
it. They have to for the Asari, right? Or I forgot it's like some code.
yeah, well they can't live outside of the
Yeah.
monastery. Like because of what they are, they have to stay within the monastery. That's why.
He's tough because it's like he's
I
also
don't know.
one of
I think
those Mass Effect 2
if you
characters that
compare
can
him,
kind of fuck him over.
if you if you compare him to the other characters, like I think he's like B, honestly, like low key. I think he's like B.
High B.
Yeah, like probably the highest of B, like on top of B, I would say number one in B. Cause like can't really put him in A, even though
Ugh.
fucking Morden's in A.
He's one of
But
those characters I don't really
um,
base off of like how much screen time he has because he's like
yeah, yeah.
you can't really. You just gotta base him off what he has. But
I will say, like I said, as a character, I did like Dane's character more than Morden, but Morden had more like a story based impact.
mm,
So that's why I would say more than you know. Dane for sure is at the top of
I'm
B.
okay with
Like,
people dying, and I think it's important. Like it's really important to make your game feel more real, or like your show or movie, whatever story you're trying to tell. But yeah, I think
yeah,
some of these
yeah,
deaths were, like you said, a little rushed, and he probably
yeah.
had one of those like unnecessary, didn't really need to happen deaths, but he was gonna die anyways to some extent. So it's like, But speaking of which, should we just push to Legion instead? Unnecessary deaths. Nah. um, I'm happy with that. High B for Thane. Okay. Um, I guess we could just crack out some of these like quicker. Push up.
Yeah, I think some of these we can just like kind of rapid fire, honestly.
So, uh, okay. So Zahid. I'm not gonna
Yeah, I think
lie. You told me I was gonna like this character. I didn't. I actually
no,
don't
no,
like
I
him.
didn't. No, I didn't say you were gonna like them. I said I was just saying that he's like you know iffy kind of like you know.
Yeah. As you said, Night Rick's Legion died because the Geth can't copy paste. Yeah. Like, okay, for what he did, his death was extremely. No, let's go to Legion. Sorry, let's go to Legion. Let's go to Legion.
Oh shit, here we go.
Here we
Okay,
go, big boy Legion on deck.
fucking Legion. Yeah,
Legion also a character from Mass Effect 2. One of the best characters they created in Mass Effect 2, but then also felt like they kind of rushed him out the door a little bit. he was more important in my opinion in Mass Effect 3 than a lot of the other Mass Effect 2 characters. Um, Starting with Mass Effect 2, just meeting him and finding that he's like the first Geth that actually, you know, has kind of free will. It was pretty insane. And
First kind of friendly GIF as well.
yeah, friendly Geth and actually being able to talk to him, it was kind of cool. He had like a personality kind of like ED in a way, but his was like a little more, um, you know, Shepherd Commander type vibe, you know.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
uh,
yeah. His
I really
famous, his
liked him.
famous saying.
I actually really liked Legion a lot as a character, and I, I'm just trying to think of like,
Yeah, I think for me, this one's easy.
give me a sec.
An A tier. I think he's a great character.
Definitely A tier. Yeah, like tier wise, very simple A tier. Um, I'm just trying to think like anything massive with him. I really liked how him and Tali had. I
Yeah, I
think
was gonna say
they.
coming
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll let you go.
coming together to save, coming together to save their people
Hmm.
is like a really, really like good storyline. Like since we're giving credit to like important
They
storylines,
saved Shepard
I would
too.
say
Yeah.
yeah, saving Shepard and also helping unite the Geth and the Quarians, right? Like that's honestly outside of the Genophage, right? That's like the second or maybe even
I
the
feel like
first
the number
best like
one.
secondary story. Like you know what I mean? Like
It's got to be number one because the Geth were like the only people in the universe, right, besides the Reapers, who are like a threat, right?
yeah, 100%, yeah. And even in Mass Effect One, the
To
Geth were
everyone.
being used by the Reapers,
Hmm.
so you know what I mean? So to see them kind of break their shackles away from the Reapers and become their own people is like really dope.
Yeah, and him working with the Quarians, and I love the interactions that they gave him in three. Like even though he didn't, like I said, most of the Mass Effect 2 characters didn't have much in Mass Effect 3. They actually did a lot for him. They gave him time with a lot of the Quarians, like these three, and getting to see him interact with like what was her name, Cheryl or whatever, and how she was
Yeah,
like distrusting him at first, and like Tali interacting with Tali was really cool, and how like Tali at first didn't trust him, but like once you tell her like I love how fast she trusted him and how much she missed him when he died and stuff like that. Uh, and it was really good. I think he pairs extremely well with the Quarians. Like
hmm
obviously he doesn't pair well with the Geth much because you really don't get to see him interact with the Geth, but he paired really well with the Quarians. I feel like he was like connected pretty well to their side, and yeah, I really liked. I thought yeah, easy A tier, I think right. But talking about his ending, how we like to wrap things up. I like you said probably the more important deaths, and uh, helping out the Geth. But I'm just trying to think. He's so hard. He's so complicated because do you feel like his death was necessary? Like, was it the lore that they can't just copy paste? Was that just thrown in there to kill him off? So I think we lost. I think we may have lost Uritsky. Maybe we lost. This will ask the chat to Night Tricks. Do you think was that so? Legion died because the Geth can't copy paste. Was that? That's complicated. No, I can't hear you, Ritsky. Hold on. I'm gonna refresh the. I see that our Caster Labs is also down, so let me refresh that while we're here. Mm, there we go. Should be back up here in a second, y'all. So you guys will be able to see chat on stream in 5, 4, 3. There we go. Should be good now. Sorry about that.
All right, hello.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You're good.
Okay,
Looking to
so there we
fix.
go.
Looking to fix
I
chat.
don't know
So
why, but low key, my fucking Discord is like fucking up tonight. PS. I don't know why.
some
Um,
PlayStation bullshit.
yeah. So, yeah, the reason my PS is just like evil or some shit. Um, but yeah, no, I would say that did he need to die? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I think he did.
Like, okay,
Um,
if the lore is real, where that whole thing where you can't copy paste, and like if that makes sense to the story, then amazing death. Uh, really, actually super impactful, and the fact that he did it without even thinking. I mean, obviously they're Geth, so that's kind of their whole thing, but it was really pretty good for his character, in my opinion.
I mean, didn't he say something about like, okay, like if he didn't die, then like the Geth was just gonna like factory reset and
Yeah,
become like Reaper slaves again, right?
yeah, that was it.
Basically,
Is the fact
like
that he
that's
can't copy paste, so he had to basically go for them to get free will in a way. So like that,
yeah, yeah.
it felt necessary. But was that something they just tied in fast? You know what I mean? Just like super fast, right in, kill him off. That's what I'm
Okay.
trying to think
So
of.
basically, like,
Hmm.
basically, you're saying like they just added that lore as a way to kill Legion, right?
Exactly. To get
Kind
the
of hint.
impact. Yeah, that's what it felt
Okay.
like. To me, that's what it felt like.
Hmm.
But let me see.
I could see a world where that's like reasonable,
Hmm.
you know, but I don't know. It's so hard to say because we're not in the room, so we don't know what was like planned versus like what was like actually always meant to happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard to like say.
Okay. With that in mind, we'll just say that that was like, it was real lore and it was meant to be. So I think for that alone,
Yeah, yeah,
definitely high A. I think, in my
yeah.
opinion, I
High
actually
A
liked him
for
better
sure.
than, way better than Morden. I liked him better than Grunt,
Oh,
Dr. Chakwas. I think he's like here. Maybe
yeah, we're
higher.
behind the Lucimer, right?
Yeah, like right behind the elusive man, we'll say.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like a lot of people can't
That's
get
valid.
behind Legion because he he's a a unit at the end of the day, but and he doesn't have like
Yeah.
super crazy
Also,
emotion, but that was kind of his whole
also we
thing.
gotta play this. Also, we gotta play this as a factor. Extremely easy character to kill. Extremely easy. So, like, yeah, a lot of people probably like on. I wouldn't say on most people's playthrough, but I would say a lot of people probably have a playthrough where they just don't have Legion on their team. So,
So like they couldn't even have cured the Geth and all that.
yeah, cure the yeah, because I know on my
Yeah. I don't know
like
how
I
I
got
did
my
that on
Legion
first.
killed.
It helped me
So
a lot.
yeah,
To say
yeah, because
to say the least.
I was trying. Like I said, if you bring Legion up with you, and then like if he drops from that distance, he will die because he'll just get crushed. So I was just trying to help you, like, because it's so easy to kill him in that moment. So I was just
But either way, great character. Okay, going
W character
into
for sure.
Zahid, the one that I was talking about. So he's easy. We'll just do him quick. Doesn't really
Yeah,
have
I
much.
feel
He's
like
one of
this
those
is.
throwaways like Kasumi. But the thing with Kasumi is, I feel like she was so cool enough to where, and honestly Zahid too. They're both cool characters that I wish had way more, but they don't.
I feel like they both. You can just kind of snipe them both in the C too. Like
Definitely.
that potential to, you know what I mean? The potential to.
Just like a quick
I
thing.
think what.
Uh, the loyalty mission with Zahid, he got pretty pissed at me because I told him no like over and over because he was just trying to like rush in and kill. So I was trying to help him out, but it didn't really go
Yeah,
anywhere. Like, most times when you tell people not to do evil things, they'll eventually by the end be like, "Yo, thanks for telling me not to do that." Not him. He was pissed to the end, and that was kind of just this thing. So I feel like he would be like the lowest of C tier for me. And then
yeah. I also think Kasumi is like. I liked her loyalty mission, but I also think her loyalty mission kind of went weird
yeah,
because we never get to like. We never get to see
yeah,
like the history of like her and her like lover that she talked about.
yeah.
And I feel like with how much she talked about him, I think it would be important to kind of show something. You know what I mean? I just feel like we didn't get
She's
enough of Kasumi. So
she's weird because it's like her design, her same thing as like kind of like Thane, where she like has the aura, you know what I mean? She has the cool design,
hmm
she has all this stuff, but they
yeah,
just didn't really go anywhere with it. And
yeah, she's very Thane. I think obviously Thane has more of an importance than her, but I would say that in terms of aura, you're right. Like
wait, she
her
has
design and
aura. Wait, Kasumi likes Jacob. I did not know that.
Oh yeah. So if you in Mass Effect 2, if you go and talk to her on the ship, she'll be like, "Oh, I wonder if
Oh,
Jacob's single or whatever."
I didn't.
I would,
Oh Lord,
yeah. So
put her. She got to be loyal now. She really.
yeah.
Oh.
So yeah. So she is into Jacob. So yeah.
The only thing you can really base these two characters off of is their loyalty missions, and
Yeah.
hers was way better than Zaid's. I actually like remember hers. I don't really remember his
Yeah.
besides him being pissed at me. Um,
Well, Zaid's was just blowing up that damn factory. That's all it was. It wasn't like so. Yeah,
I think
her
she has
loyalty
more
mission actually
potential.
had
Yeah.
her loyalty mission actually added something like because you got to see like what's his name, Donovan Hack. He's the one that sold all the illegal objects in the galaxy and everything. So you actually got to like add something versus Zaid where it's like he's just pissed off that his homeboy took over his crew. That's
That's
it.
all it
Like
is.
that's all it is. Like
She was a character that had like the design, the aura, everything to be like really fucking cool, but then just didn't nothing. I was really expecting with Mass Effect 3. I thought these two
mhm.
characters were gonna get a lot more. They barely had
Yeah.
anything. So
I I was also among that same line of thinking because I'm like, okay, they're DLC in Mass Effect 2, so they surely have more say
but they're gonna be
3.
crazy in 3, right?
Yeah, like, but they just don't amount to anything. Like and also it's really hard to not Zaid, but it's really hard to even find Kasumi to begin with. So
Very hard.
like finding her in 3 is like it's hard to do. You gotta
Kasumi
look around
damn
for it.
Citadel, yeah. So you said Kasumi, who? So Kasumi, this girl, it was one of the DLCs in to barely anything. That's probably why I don't know her. She said when. So when Jacob was talking about his kid, did he nut? No, he did not nut in Kasumi. He had. No. He had. Jacob had a kid with his person he meets while he's gone in two, and that he cheats on
Yeah,
pretty sure.
one of the doctors that you end up saving when you find him.
He
So
actually ends up with her. That's his ending of the
yeah,
story.
they have a kid, and you're like, "Yo, Jacob, come and help me save the galaxy again."
Nah.
Family dog, like I gotta.
I got it.
So it's
Jeez.
just
Alright, man.
yeah.
You do you, Jacob. This is all your fault. Alright. Kasumi got cucked. Well, she did. She did get cucked. You know who she got cucked by? BioWare. But we're not gonna go there.
Yeah.
She's like
Also,
one of those.
getting cucked by Jacob is crazy, but yeah, that's just insane.
She's definitely not better than Benezia. Like, at least Benezia had way more important. Like, she had a better character. Alright. Going into. Um. So this is Jarell. That's Charles, and then this is the guy who starts with the best Quarian besides Tali. What was his name?
Yeah, Cal Rager.
Yeah, Kyle Rieger. So these will be quick.
I think all these Koreans you could put in like G tier. We don't know enough about them. They're cool characters. You know what
I
I'm saying?
think
Like,
Jarell could be
th-
because this dude was a bitch.
oh yeah, because
Yeah.
he was the one that was so insistent on blowing the Geth up, right?
Yes.
Like that was the
If it
yeah.
was up
So
to him, the
yeah,
Geth would have been gone a long time. The whole thing would have worked out. Everyone would have died. And this guy kept ruining
yeah.
everything, and he got someone
I
killed.
think
So he's
I
like,
think Cal Rager and the other one can go in. Yeah, he can go in
go
like
deep.
super low. Yeah.
No, actually, Kyle Rieger, I liked Kyle Rieger in 2. He was the only person who stood up for, he was like on the battlefield. He was like the last Quarian alive fighting with Tali
Oh
until he
yeah,
went
when
bad. He was
yeah yeah
badass. Yeah.
You're talking about when you find Tal Me too.
Yeah. Like you said, he doesn't have really enough to like put him up into. I think he's like a good for what you know of him. If you're just counting the character of him, I feel like he's good. But
hmm
uh,
I feel like all the Koreans, like even the ones that are kind of ass, you just don't know enough about. Like it's just like
yeah. He doesn't even show up in 3, I don't think. Actually, I thought he was gonna have a pretty big part in 3, but he didn't. So
yeah
yeah, you know what? We'll put him there. I'm happy with that. Nice and quick.
yeah like simple characters.
We'll crack out some of these easier ones here. So like, let's crack out. We'll do those two together, and then we'll crack out. Um, this we'll put in there, and then that's trainer. We'll just count that as trainer. Okay, this is fine. All right. Let's just quick up some of these. We'll just get the quick ones out of the way. We'll do the best for last.
I feel like I feel like you can just throw Kai Lang into F tier. Honestly, I don't think anyone's. I'm gonna be honest with you.
He was
I don't think
cool.
anyone's
Like,
gonna.
okay, don't get me wrong. Kai Lang is kind of cool, like his design, and he's like kind of badass. But the fact that this man in Mass Effect 3, when he was on Liara's planet, all he did was start to fight me. He kept flipping around his ship every 5 seconds. He would run back and call us shit. Come back out, get full healed by the ship, flip around in circles. I would kill him. He'd go back and do the same thing over and over. Idiot. What a dumbass. There's a mod that removes all of Kai Ling's voice actors. I like you not. It makes the character 10x.
Yeah, I just think like I don't know. Like the problem with Kai Lang is
He's like,
kind of
design's
what we
cool.
said.
That's about it.
Well, yeah, the design is cool. Right, but kind of like what we said about the Elusive Man. Yeah, most of his backstory is through the comics. So number one, the player isn't even gonna know about Kai Lang unless they read the comics. Then they would like know about him. But other than that, they just don't know. So he's kind of random to begin with,
Yeah.
and he just doesn't. You don't know a lot about him. Like even in Mass Effect 3, you don't learn about him. Like
He's
he's
like
just not.
he's a classic like Elden Ring character. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, he's kind of just he's kind of just in there just for the Elusive Man to have someone to control. Honestly, like he's not that good of a character.
No, very bad character. You don't really get to learn anything about him, like you said. So yeah, he's definitely an easy F tier idiot. He was annoying. He got my man Thane killed. Could have gotten Ashley killed.
Honestly, no bullshit. I think even Jacob's above this guy. I
Really?
think even Jacob. Yeah, I think because
Yeah,
you at least know something about Jacob.
I
You
agree.
learn a little tiny bit about Jacob. Kai Lang, you don't know shit about him.
I agree.
I would love to meet one Kai Ling fan out there, like genuinely. Like I would love.
There's
Cause like,
one.
how do you like this character? Like, how do you like this? Like, how do
You
you?
don't know it. Yeah, literally zero. I don't think there's like a single thing where they
Like,
talk about him at all.
yeah, like, and if you're someone that doesn't read comics, then you don't know
Z
shit.
tier?
Like, you just don't. Like, you just
Can we
don't know.
make a Z tier? I don't know if I can actually without breaking it. Uh, Maybe I'll try it after. I don't want to break it. Uh, yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. F tier, low tier, easy. Okay, this is Leviathan.
Yeah,
So, Leviathan,
yeah.
this is just DLC, pure DLC, so not much about this, but
Hmm.
I will say I actually really like that DLC. I like getting to learn about kind of where everything started. As you mentioned, extremely
Really
important
important.
for the ending.
Yeah.
If you don't know about that, the ending wouldn't really make sense. We'll do these two characters together, actually. That's perfect. The ending wouldn't really make sense if you don't know much about the Leviathan. If you think about it, they're kind of responsible for everything. So kind of fucked. And also, they don't really explain why they weren't helping that much. They're just like, well, it is what it is. Oh well.
Yeah.
The
They're,
world dies.
fuck it. You know what? It's y'all's cycle now. Y'all deal with it. That's kind of
We
what they.
created this shit and it got out of hand and then it created its own entity that we designed and then
Yeah.
it fucked up everything and yeah, have fun. But
I
it
mean,
was cool.
for what they are,
Yeah.
they're cool, but like again, they kind of fall into the thing of like we just don't know
Yeah.
too much about them. Like we know what they were willing to tell us, and like they did create the Reapers, but at the same time, we don't really know the rhyme or reason as to like
Mm.
behind it. So yeah.
I do like how they were kind of like I guess they did get the doctor killed who was like trying to look into it and stuff, the scientist or whatever.
Oh no, 100. They were responsible for that. 100. Like,
Yeah, they definitely killed a lot of good people and I mean, you could literally technically say that they are the reasons the Reapers exist. So yeah, you know what? For that alone, I wouldn't say like trash. Like I thought it was pretty cool getting to learn about them.
yeah, probably just see
High
again.
B,
Honestly,
like low C. If we knew more, they could be cool. It's not like
Yeah, if we knew even anything about kind of their uprising, they could be like B or A maybe, but kind of just a potential thing.
Very cool. I would like to learn more, and I think that's a perfect C for C. Is like you wish you knew more. I feel like that's C.
Yeah.
Okay. Same with the thing that the Leviathan created, this thing that kind of was able to uh, break away from the Leviathan and kind of decide to do its own thing, and that was destroying all bionic. No, no. What's it called?
Organics.
Organics. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing. I think this is just another meh, right?
Yeah, kind of just yeah, whatever, Like
It's
it's
cool.
cool in the
Yeah,
moment,
yeah, yeah.
like, but
Everything was built
not
up to
anything
it.
crazy.
That's the thing. Everything was
Yeah.
built up
Yeah,
to
there
it.
there was there was a lot of like you can argue Mass Effect 1, 2 and the first half of 3 were all built up for this character. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Damn. And even then, I wasn't like too interested in the Reapers. So you know what? We're gonna say this is just C.
Yeah, cuz if you don't like the Reapers, then this character indirectly has to suffer because they're so connected to the Reapers. So,
Better than no for C though. Do we think these are at the lowest? Do you think these could be? I think these have more
yeah, I
importance
would
than a lot of these. Like they'd probably be at the top, right?
e
Like
doesn't see again. Let me see.
out of all these characters, if you could know any
Definitely
more,
more.
yeah,
Definitely, those two are at the top of C. Definitely more important than Cal Rager and Bailey and all those. Yeah. So yeah.
yeah, we're putting them at the top there. That's good. It's perfect. For Eve, this is also a meh. Just an easy C.
Yeah.
Um,
Kind of a potential thing. We don't know much about it.
I really enjoyed her with Borden, and with with my man Rex, and getting to see their interactions. And she was very nice when you talked to her in the Dr. Chakwa's shop. You know.
And she automatically gets interest because we don't ever see really female
True.
Krogans throughout the trilogy. So to see a female Krogan and be able to talk to her and like get to know her and everything, like yeah, I would say there's there's an interest of like I want to know more, but
She was genuine too, like I think saying thanks and stuff for us saving her and all that stuff. She was cool. So yeah,
yeah.
just another C. I guess like where would you put her in C? I think she should
Definitely
be
underneath the uh,
like there.
ye- yeah, I'd probably yeah. I would say Cal Rager has more potential, but I think she was cool. I think she was valid.
Like under Benezia, one under Benezia probably.
Uh, hmm. I don't know, cause do you think Bailey has more potential? I don't know.
Nah,
I feel like that's kind of
we'll
close.
put
Kind
her
of close. Like I don't know.
because technically
It's kind of
from what we know, she does save like the Krogan in that galaxy. So
yeah.
technically,
And
so
if you talk to her enough, she was part of like a secret society
mm,
of like badass like female Krogan. So yeah, I feel like she has potential. It's just her story is so tied to the genophage that we don't get to know about her too much.
I'm happy with that. All right, going into Hackett. Uh, you don't get to see him much in what two? He's in there. Uh,
You don't really see Hackett too much in the trilogy apart from Mass Effect 3 just because he's like leading the troops and everything. So
he's super important to the story, but you really don't get to know him much.
yeah.
He definitely is nice in three that he's like, there for Shepard always and helping him through a lot of it. But he's kind of just like that work person you
Probably has
don't really talk to.
probably has one probably has one of the most commanding kind of voices in the whole series. Like when you hear Hackett speak up, you're like, "Oh shit, hold on, let me listen to Hackett." Let me listen.
I would say
So yeah, I mean
these are easy. We're just blasting through these, but I think
yeah,
he's third most important in Meh.
yeah, because he's the leader of the whole shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has more power than Anderson, but doesn't have more significance than Anderson. So yeah,
All right.
these are all kind of like just potential characters, like whatever. Like they were cool in the moment, but you know, you kind of want more from them.
Basically just blasting through all the kind of characters. All right. So
Yeah.
last two. Uh, yeah, okay. So this girl from the Citadel DLC, I kind of forgot her name already. Um, do you know her
Oh,
name?
that's Brooke, right? Brooke.
That sounds right. Um,
I think it's Brooke. I'm pretty sure.
she satisfied what she was meant to do pretty well. Like that. Okay, let me just talk about it. The Citadel DLC was probably my favorite quest in the game by far. Probably besides like you said, maybe the suicide mission. But yeah, the Citadel DLC was so good. Evil Shepherd was amazing. Uh, her a part of it, how she was like kind of evil, but I hated her. She was kind of just like a Kai Lang in a way, where it's like you don't really get to know her much. You get to know her a little bit more.
It's funny because they gave her more of a story than Kai Ling too.
Compared to Ritsuki. Okay, one sec. I'm gonna turn. That should be. Is that better, Lynn? I'll let Ritsuki talk now.
Oh, my bad. What's up?
Okay, I should be good now. Perfect. Okay. Um, I think she's just like a Kai Lang in of that DLC in my opinion, but at least you get to know like a little bit more about her than you do Kai Lang. But it's really close to the same. She's kind of just an asshole, and she betrays Shepard, the real Shepard, which is crazy work. Um, actually, like I didn't want
Yeah,
bad Shepard to die, but I wanted her to die. Yeah, let you go.
I feel like it'd be cool if okay, not the Citadel DLC, but it'd be cool if she was introduced maybe in Mass Effect 2
Mm-hmm.
and then like have her like have you meet her in ME2 and like reveal the whole like clone thing and then have it like maybe carry over to ME3. That'd be kind of cool. Like have be like a overlapping story. But I think because they
She
introduced her
asks.
so late,
Yeah, definitely
yeah,
asks.
she's just not that
I
good.
don't think she's as bad as
But
Kai Lang. She gets a little bit more.
yeah,
Yeah, so we'll
yeah,
see
she
that.
gets more of a story. You get a little bit more time with her, but overall, she's just. I can see a world where people could want to see more from her if they
Mm-hmm.
story, but at the same time, she's just not that good, honestly.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Anderson, people would call us racist.
God damn
Yo, yo, look at this. Thank you, Anderson. Just look at this shit. What are they going, man? All right, to the next. Uh, okay, we're just gonna count this as so. This is the person who's always, like next to the galaxy map. We're just gonna say this is Trainer because I didn't see Trainer on here, and I actually like Trainer, especially in 3. Um,
Yeah,
Trainor.
I mean, they're kind of one in this. They're kind of one in the same. Just the person that gives you the says, "Oh, Shepard, you have a mission or a message, whatever." So,
I
yeah,
think she really shines in the Citadel DLC also, but she like really shines in the
yeah,
Citadel DLC. Like the whole thing with the toothbrush, and then her talking to Edie about how hot her voice is. That was awesome. Honestly, probably one of the better uh, conversations. And you can romance her too, I'm pretty sure, which is crazy.
yeah. I think it's more of like a fling, but yeah, you can have.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
I actually really like Trainer. She's one of those characters that I definitely wish that we had more of. Definitely a C tier for me. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I agree. She's valid.
she's pretty cool. I actually really liked her. So let's
And I
see.
think out of all the characters that are
No, this
like that
isn't.
character that get
Yeah.
that like gives you the like the missions and tells you that like oh this person wants to talk to you. I think she was probably the one that had the most potential.
Hmm.
So
I'm happy with that there. Mm, yeah, I'm happy with her there. Okay. Now we're finally getting into the last of the important characters. So here we go. Probably wrap this up. Samara. Okay. Samara's tough because she's also a Mass Effect 2 character that really doesn't get much in 3. But the quest that she does get in 3, I actually really liked. Starting with Mass Effect 2, though, basically you get to learn that she's this, Asari. I forgot the name of her thing exactly. The whole. I know you just said it like 5 seconds
she's
ago,
a
but it's a long name. It's like
No. Well, Samara is a Justicar, right?
Justicar.
Or
Yes, yes, yeah. That's the word for it.
but
Yes.
her daughter is the Agayashi.
Justice.
That's what that is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Justicar, and I really like that. Her as a character, like. I wish that she was romanceable in two. Honestly, uh, for some reason, I was like, just because of the way she looks, she's badass. She has aura, just like um Thane and a few others. But um, her in two was really peak with her daughter and having to go finally rescue one of her daughters instead of having to kill them all. You said I'm glad she is not romanceable F tier. Oh god. It's weird. Like Samara's one of those characters that I feel like doesn't. She kind of has like the same vibe as like Thane and all of them, but I feel like she lands lower on the list for some reason. But I thought I liked her conclusion with her daughter and the whole thing when you go there to rescue them. I like how she can finally get past her code and everything to kind of let her just chill there, and at least like she listens to Shepard to not kill her. I just thought like she was also more left out than the rest of the cast. Is that just me, Risky?
I would say I like Samara, but there is a lot left on the table still,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
my opinion. Like you were kind of hinting at. I will say I do think they were teasing the living hell out of a potential romance in Mass Effect
yeah.
2. There was a lot of moments too. If you
Yeah.
spend like if you talk to Samara after every important mission, it gets to the point where she's like, "Hey, in another world, I would have
Yeah,
been your woman or something
yeah.
like that." So they were teasing it heavy, but they just never
I
pulled the trigger
liked
on it. I
I liked her
I get it
mindset.
because like
Like I liked her just vibe,
yeah,
chill. Yeah.
because she was all about like her mission, right?
Mm-hmm.
And kind of what her status meant to her people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool to have a character that was like by the book, always by the book, and that was cool. But I would love if they would have kind of committed to that romance potentially.
A little bit more with her. She's definitely a character that out of the Mass Effect 2 crew that I liked, she definitely had the least out of all of them. And
Yeah.
as you mentioned,
That's
having the
why
romance, yeah.
I don't
She can die
like
in
what.
3.
Yeah, she can die. Yeah. Well, she can die in 2 and 3, so that's another one where it's like, okay, some people might not even have
Have the 3 die. Like
like
3, without 3, like she'd be kind of low. I think she really like brought up as a character in 3 a lot. Also,
yeah, especially because of the relationship with her daughter.
yeah,
I would say like it's cool to see that resolution of obviously in Mass Effect 2 you hunt down her daughter, right? And then in 3 you go and hunt down her other daughter, and then like there's a chance that she could die if you miss a quick time event, which is very quick as you've seen in your playthrough. Uh,
I was close.
um,
I was close to letting her
yeah,
die by accident.
yeah,
That was scary.
yeah. Extremely quick time event. But yeah, to see that conclusion of her patching things up with her daughter and knowing that she will go and check on her daughter, and you can see in the ending that little like kind of comic that you get at the end, her and her daughter are like kind of hanging out together and chilling. So
I like
it's
that.
nice to see that
Yeah.
that resolution is there.
I did like that. I think that was a good ending for her to finally like make up at least with one of her daughters.
Yeah.
uh, because my lord, maybe not the best mom. I don't know. Maybe not. Uh,
I mean, it's debatable.
yeah, it's
Debatable.
debatable. But she's tough because it's like I think she's like low B.
Yeah,
Nah.
I was gonna say I
Yeah.
I, I also wouldn't be mad, key, and I don't know if this is gonna be controversial. I'd be mad if you put her like
High C.
somewhere in C, yeah, because I feel like there is a lot of potential
I
left on the
like
table with
Samara
this
though,
character.
but I think it was.
No, she's great, but I mean,
Uh,
you can't sit here and say that like she doesn't have like missing potential. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's like a lot of that.
it's weird that they did like romances for characters like Thane, you know, Miranda and all them, but not her. Just weird.
Yeah, but not Samara. Yeah, I feel like
It
Thane's
fits her
another one
character
who's like,
though, I guess. Like,
yeah, but Thane's also very loyal to his code, and you can
it's
still romance
true.
him. So
It's
like,
true.
I don't know. I don't know why they never pulled the trigger on that.
You know, for now, I think just for the case of it, we'll just put her low B. Uh,
Yeah,
still
Low
rock.
B's fine. I'm cool with that.
All right, and then going into a small side mission with her, you find out that her daughter, very evil. She likes to seduce men and then kill them. Uh,
Her
so
daughter is hot though.
her daughter is very hot. If we're talking about looks, you know, this is high up there. We like that, you know, we like a girl we can fix. But she was a little crazy. I wouldn't say she's trash because I actually kind of like vibe with her, and like you said, you can kind of work on her side. So I think she's like
hmm
maybe meh, low meh.
Yeah, I
It'd
mean,
be
again,
cool if they gave her more.
she's in one. She's in one mission, and even if you choose for some odd reason to dump Samara and take her on the ship with you, she doesn't really do anything. Like she has like no dialogue. And if you choose to potentially sleep with her, she actually kills you. It ends your game, and you have to
Does it
reload the
really? I
game.
didn't know
So
that.
yeah. Causes Shepard to die, and you have to relaunch
Nice.
the game or reload or whatever. Yeah,
That's very good.
it's you know she's
Maybe
you
bad.
know
Maybe bad. Well, for that, we might have to put her bad. I didn't know that was the case. So she is just like weirdly evil. Like,
yeah
can you
she's
explain why she does
yeah
that?
no she
I forgot.
well just because all of Samara's daughters are evil, like all of them. There's not like they're
Okay, so
all
that's
like
I'm not gonna lie,
I'm pretty
that's
sure they're
bad
all
character.
like
Like a character who's just evil to be
they're
evil.
all
You put him low. I'm sorry. That's a
yeah,
D. That's low.
I,
Yeah.
I don't think they ever like fully explain what what's her name, Morph, or why Morph is like evil,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like she's just evil to be evil. Like
Yeah, that's bad.
that's
That's
it
when you
really.
bring down
So
on the tier list. If it was like a good reasoning, I'd say like man, I wish we got more of her, but that's a D. That's bad.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. I don't think it has anything to do with or anything. I think it's just how she was born.
All right. And last, wait, I just realized we lost audio somehow. Hold on. We lost. There we go. Get the music playing in the background. All right. All right. Going to the Joker. Another massive homie of
Uh,
Shepard from
come
beginning
on,
to
you
end.
already, you're you already know where we putting Joker. Come on,
Legend.
best pilot in the galaxy.
Best pilot in the galaxy.
S tier,
Always
easy.
there
Come
with
on,
Shepard. Even though he's never,
best pilot.
even though he doesn't have any, you know, loyalty missions, he has none of that. You can't take him anywhere really with you besides I think like one mission. He's still super important on the ship, and every time you get to talk to him and about his character and all his backstories and stuff, it's always good.
Joker is the Normandy.
Yeah.
Like he is the Normandy.
Like,
There's
he's
no
much
Normandy
like Dr.
with
Chakwas, he's also the heart.
yeah. Without Joker and Dr. Chakwas, like there is no
The ship's
Normandy.
not,
Like
it's not functioning, yeah. I agree. It's just that he's obviously like we put Dr.
And also-
Chakwas as an A, but I feel like he goes
Yeah.
up higher because he obviously has way more.
But yeah,
dialogue.
Joker's just yeah, but more dialogue and that the relationship between him and Edie that you can kind of navigate and like be like, oh yeah, Joker, go for it, or maybe don't go for it, Joker, or whatever.
That's why I paired them up.
The ending of
Each other.
ME3, the ending of ME3 where you see like, you know, he's like waiting until the very last to like make sure Shepard makes it out, but he realizes that Shepard is gone. Like yeah, that's some real shit. So to me, Joker is an easy S tier. Like he's one of the best characters.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Begin.
just when like they couldn't really do much more with him and Shepard anymore. Like we know they were homies and they would always be like that. They paired him up with Edie, and I love that.
Yeah.
Every dialogue between these two is like perfect. Cinema. So
Absolutely. Yeah, ME.
That's
One of the highlights of ME3 is Joker and Edie and kind of navigate.
I love their ship. Them shipping together was pretty cute, and then getting him to dance with Edie was pretty cute. I think he's low S tier. you know, but he is S tier.
Yeah, definitely low S, but I again, S tier Joker is just Joker's one of the best.
He's gotta be S tier. Can't. All right. Edie. Now Edie's really freaking hard because, much like Edie, you know, you really don't get. Okay, sure you get her into, you know, as the little thing here, as this like.
Yeah, as like the AI or whatever. Yeah.
I really don't get this until a while, but I still found her funny, and she would always like come on the comms and talk to the crew, and always make jokes. Had honestly really good what's the word for it? Like, sense of humor for a robot, and then also when she turns into this, you know, gets her form. I really like how the dynamic of her talking to Shepard about like human things and how can she have her own emotions, and I think that's like the best thing you can do. And not to mention, this was back in the day when people didn't really think about that. This was back in the day before like Troy, games like that were really started making us think that if like robots eventually could become like close to humans. And I feel like they hit on that really well for her, and it fit her character extremely well. And then her Citadel stuff was great with Joker. He's an S tier character. I don't think she reaches S category, but I think she's super high A. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think, like you said, I think S is reserved for the characters that when we think of Mass Effect, they're the crewmates that we can't live without. I think Edie is a great crewmate. Like you said, high A for sure.
Like for the crew,
super important. Yeah, like you wouldn't have the Normandy Edie, because remember her and Joker saved it. And then they save it again at the beginning of ME3 to break the Normandy out so that Shepard and them can go recruit all those people. So she's really important, and
Leviathan helps her a lot. Citadel DLC, Leviathan DLC really helped her a lot.
100%. Yeah, because like don't they recommend that you bring her, or you have to bring her on?
Yep, you have to.
Yeah. So yeah, that the fact that she's tied to the Leviathan and DLC, I think easy A tier, easy A tier character.
It's really hard to not give her higher than A. It's insane that they thought of this back in the day. Not a lot of people were like touching on the subject. That like robots could kind of be human. Now,
and to see Edie go from just a regular like VI voice to like a full-fledged like human-like character is again really good. So
I think now where do we put her in A? That's the next question. And
let's see who we got in A, right? We got
she's made from Cerberus, but it's like I think for me she excels over Jack and Elusive Man in my opinion. Like I really felt close to this character by the end of Mass Effect 3. One of the characters I was looking out for the most. So honestly, I put her at the high of this.
I think also I think because one of the endings of the game could like directly destroy her, I think a lot of people didn't want to pick the destroy ending because they were like, I want Edie to live. So that just shows you the impact of her character. Is like it's a simple robot, but because she was so like charismatic and funny and just like super dope as a character, people literally written off one whole ending so that you could live.
Yeah, she made people care for the that side, the biotic side of things. So,
yeah.
Well, I think she's
so I'm not mad at the top there.
Cool. All right, we're getting down. Last four. Hold on. All right, James. So as we mentioned, James, very much like, you know, your Kaiden, your Jacob, but the thing with him is he's only in Mass Effect 3. I think he's better than those two characters, but he's only in one game. And he doesn't really get much.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a mission.
Well, that's also another reason as to why I think maybe C is appropriate because, you know, I think having Kaiden in B because like okay, Kaiden's like cool. And James is cool, but like he's on, like you say, he's only in one massive. So you can't really give him too much praise, but like, so because him, Kaiden, and Jacob are all kind of one in. We know Jacob is the worst variant of that, and it's really between if you think James is better than Kaiden, which I don't know. I feel like they're kind of like equal. I think it's very easy to say James is better. Like you have a better performance. Like Freddie Prinze Jr. is like so like him giving the performance of James gonna sway people into like thinking he's better than Kaiden. But I feel like they kind of one in the same. So.
Fair. I'm fair with that. I'm fine with the C. I just didn't really care for him too much.
Yeah.
Like, you would talk to him on the ship, and that's pretty much all you got with him. It's just that in the Citadel. I will say, like, him and Ashley, I kind of liked them together. It was pretty cute. And him making the eggs. He was very charismatic kind of guy. Like, I loved the vibe he had of, like, I felt he was kind of, like, trying to be, like, the dad of the ship in a way, to some extent. But, just like that guy with the good vibes. He was fun. He had a really cool personality, but you just don't get enough of him to, like, put him higher than C. So I think he's like really well.
I think if we met James in Mass Effect 2, I think you could put him over Kaiden. Because I think, like you said, his personality is enough to put him over Kaiden if we would have met him too. But because we only get him in 3, then it's like, can't really do that.
I agree. Alright. Big 3. Here we go. Alright, this one's gonna be more of you because I know how much you love Javik.
Oh man, this one's gonna hurt me. This one's gonna hurt me.
I love Javik.
I love Javik so much.
He's also a character like James that suffers from the fact that he's only in one game, but he gets way
only
more.
in one game, yeah.
He gets way more. Like James, only
way more important to the story
James
too.
Had nothing. Him, you get all the backstory. They give him like tons of. They actually give him cutscenes of backstory. With this whole the original Protheans, all that he interacts with the crew almost more than like Garrus throughout the ship, in my opinion. Like he's always talking to someone on the ship.
Oh yeah, he's everywhere, like legit.
Most of the time roasting everybody, and then also telling us to throw Legion out of the ship. But you know what? He was a great character. I really like Javik, and he's like as high as it can be for only being in one game.
100%, yeah. They really maxed out his like charismatic kind of like nature. Because he's like he's funny, but also like he's funny in like a dick kind of way, where it's like
so old
he's gonna he's gonna roast the shit out of you, but it's like in such a funny way that you have to laugh at him, right? He's like that uncle at the cookout who still thinks he can like play sports, like, and he's like 40 years old and he thinks he can still go pro in any sport. It's like, bro, come on, you're not like you're not. But yeah, he's one of my favorite characters in the whole trilogy because yeah, he just adds so much his performance. So.
And for that, I don't think he's not hard. He can't be an S tier. I'm sorry, Lynn. Also, you said when we playing BG3? Let me know. Talk to Amadius if she wants to play. I'm down. If all four of y'all, just let me know. We can play us too. But
Javik from a performance standpoint, you can say S tier, but you can't put him S tier because he's only in the game. But I do agree. Off of this performance, if he was in more games. Oh shit! Hello. Okay, my bad. Yeah, no, I was just saying that off of this performance, like if he was in other games, you could put him in S tier. But because he's only in one game, it's like whatever. You can't like put him in S tier.
I think he's like middle A.
Yeah, I would put him A too.
Middle A.
I would put him A too for sure.
Above Elusive Man, I don't think so, honestly. I'll say he's right.
No, because Elusive Man has the 2 games and everything. I'm okay with him being behind the Elusive Man, especially because again he's only in one game. shows like how good his character was.
Okay. Okay, now we're gonna get to the hard stuff. Now we're getting to the ones that are gonna take a
Okay,
long
come on, listen,
time. We saved
listen.
the longest ones for last.
This next character, Brother in S2, Brother in.
Nah, I'm gonna fight against S tier. Miranda.
No, I'm not being serious. S2, that's just, I mean, y'all know. Come on, that's not, that's my.
Okay, our gooner tendencies tell us to put her in S tier. But let's talk about her character. Alright, so Miranda. Not in Mass Effect 1, only in Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2, at first, I was a little wary of her, because like the first time you see her in Mass Effect 2, it's, after Cerberus remakes you, she's in that place, and you think that she could be like, kind of a little corrupt or whatnot, and she could work with the Illuminate. But throughout the game, you really get to end like doing her story with her sister. That was really cute. And getting to actually know her. I start to like actually trust her and care about her character a lot by the end of 2. Like, okay, I started the beginning of 2, and you knew how much I didn't like her in the beginning. I was like, I hate her.
Yeah.
I don't really care for her off this shit. All she has is a nice ass. She looks crazy, like her face looks crazy. Javik was not S tier. Miranda is D tier.
Oh, come on, nah. Come on.
The problem with Miranda, like, she had like an amazing story. I loved her loyalty mission. The problem with her too is that she just doesn't really come back for 3. And
yeah,
sure, she has that whole mission with, you're off doing a quest and then you find her there, and it turns out that she's trying to save her sister. Again, that was cool, and I like that for her character. But imagine if you romanced her. 'Cause she was like one of the most important romances in 2. You decided to go for her. I think she has like the more important romance in 2, right? Out of all the characters that were new in 2, I think she's the best for romance in 2.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk, I mean, male Shepard, because it's tough, because male Shepard could romance in 2, so it's like,
just,
I don't know,
just
but
talking about the Mass Effect 2 characters, not like the originals, but
oh, okay, yeah.
I think she's like the best Mass Effect 2 romance.
Yeah, because Thane is cool, but yeah, but Thane is like.
So it's like, that was cool, but I don't know why it's like they rushed the game. I know they did, but I just don't understand why she couldn't have a mission in 3 that just like we help her. We actually go with her and help her instead of just meeting her there. That would have helped a lot. But she was cool.
Well, no, I was gonna say, I remember seeing some. A reason why she was like limited in 3 was because her actress was like pregnant. I think they said so. I don't think she was able to like do the voice lines they wanted her to do. I think she was gonna have a role because of the whole pregnancy thing. I think that kind of like dialed her back a little bit. So yeah, that's why she's like in so little of Mass Effect 3. I will say I do think her missions in Mass Effect 3 are very important.
They're good,
but
and important to the
story. because she's in so little, it's so hard to like be like, damn, like romancing her again. It's like Jack kind of all over again. It's like you romance in ME2, and then in ME3, like you don't really know too much about them, you know.
I love the dialogue of her like fighting and stuff with a lot of the crewmates. Jack, to be specific, her and Jack fighting was great all the time. I really helped her as a character a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah, kind of to see the back and forth between her and Jack is dope in ME2. Obviously, like you're potentially picking a side and whatnot. And I'm biased to her just because I like the character. But if I was to be unbiased, I would say
like I think she's an A tier character.
Yeah, I would say A tier. She's so important in ME2 that I think that bumps her to A tier, in my opinion.
Well, she just has so much. She's like probably one of the characters with the longest screen time in 2.
Yeah, well, because she's like so important. You know, she's there to make sure that you don't mess up. but then
I
at the
hated
same
her,
time,
but then I
like,
really liked her. So I guess that's good character development too.
yeah, I think the whole thing with her sister really helps her character a lot, right? Because like you see how much she like genuinely cares about her sister.
This looks good. Honestly, this is like a perfect tier list right now. I don't think people could be mad at us, besides maybe Morden. But honestly,
Yeah, oh, bro, come on, bro. When people hear that,
now people are gonna want him in S. I'm telling you.
bro, they're gonna think I'm a hater. So I swear I'm not
Hey,
a
I
Morden
fought
hater.
for him. I fought
I
for him.
swear I'm just not.
If it wasn't for me,
just,
he'd be a B right now.
I'm telling you, listen, Arya has more. I'm just saying, but yeah, whatever.
Maybe our issue is we have Arya too low. But okay. Last one. My
I think
my
that.
favorites.
I mean, this one is so easy.
My
It's
romance. We'll just put her. We'll start it off. We'll start it off. She's obviously S tier, but where are we gonna put her in
yeah.
S tier? That depends.
I mean,
on
she's like number 3, right? Like it has to
Definitely
be. Like she's better than Ashley, but she's not good as Garrus. Like, so I just
so,
think like
talking about Liara. Oh man, she just has so much too. Like you could definitely argue her being over Tali, but for me personally, like even though I've romanced Liara, I still think Tali is a little cooler for me. But Liara, because the only reason why is Liara sometimes gets too caught up in her work, and I feel like that kind of brought her down as a character a little bit, just because like you don't get to see her have as fun as much as these two. That's why I think they're so high up, as you can really see like they're themselves more. But I liked her because number one, she's obviously in pretty much all the games, and the whole Shadow Broker DLC with her in 2 was pretty insane, really fun, and really important to the story actually. And then, you know, like what can I even say? The romance for her was pretty much perfect. Her whole hometown thing. I think what makes her okay, if she had a proper conclusion to her world, her planet, I feel like she'd be like a 2. But it felt like a little incomplete for that one. But it was still a good character development, like you said, to bring, like, hey, this all happened now, you know, we lost your home planet, to see how she handled it was really cool. And, yeah, from her going to just basic scientist to, like, you know, saving the galaxy, she was probably, like, one of the most important, I would say, to saving the galaxy, right? Out of all the crew.
yeah, I mean, when it comes to Liara, you can make an argument in terms of importance, she might be number 1.
Yeah.
Like, she might, even over Garrus, because obviously, you know, there's stuff in future games where it's like they clearly have Liara as like the poster child of Mass Effect.
She
so
definitely is. Like, if Shepard wasn't the main character, she's the main character.
yeah.
I agree. And I'm okay with that, because like Liara, just you get drawn to her really fast, and the fact that she always opens up to Shepard, like how she does it is really cute, and how she was having to write the one thing for the whole crew was really awesome. I think she, you know, the thing is, the only reason I can't say some things is because I don't know if I had that dialogue because I romanced her or not. So I won't include that with a lot of stuff, just because like maybe that dialogue only happened because I romanced her. But it's just hard to say she's not anything higher than 3. I could say she's higher, but I wish they concluded her world stuff a little better. That's the only thing I would have a little bit about her.
Yeah, I think as a character, I think you can maybe argue her over Tali. I don't like the argument of her. I don't like the argument of her versus Garrus. I still think Garrus is better, but I think maybe her versus Tali. I could see her moving up too, maybe, but I think overall, I think she's comfortably in 3. Like, we'll just say that.
It's just like it's hard to say like anything bad about her. Like a lot of these other characters, you could actually find something not the best with them. Her, you can't. Everything she does is pretty much perfect. Besides, I guess just overworking, but that's kind of just her thing. You know, that's who she is. So. Yeah.
No, 100%.
And it fits her character really well, as like a scientist. You know what I mean? That just fits a scientist really well. So, I think she's like one of the if you're talking like designed characters, I think she's the best designed character and most important. But Garrus is the homie.
She's so like most important is like she's the especially moving forward. She's the most important because like obviously they clearly have intentions of having her be in the next installment of the game. So that's why she's like number one in terms of importance. But I think this is a decent top three. I think this is like where it should be. I think Garrus, Tali, Liara.
This is like a perfect
Yeah.
tier list. I don't think anyone could have done
I mean,
better than this.
I mean, other than Morden, but yeah, no, that's a good one. Nah. Listen, Morden will not be the new Chloe. He will not. I'm not gonna turn Morden into the.
At least I didn't fight for Chloe like I should have. I could have put Chloe higher. I'm happy with this. This is perfect.
Nah, honestly, the tier list is like valid. Honestly, honestly the not ranks because they don't have enough screen time. Then like the potential is like they have screen time, but they're like not really involved in like the core of the trilogy. And then B is like cool, and then A and S is where you get into the really
Like the
this. So
very well designed characters. Yeah. Like
yeah.
honestly, I'm perfect with this. I really looking at it. I'm like, can we change anything? I think this is perfect. I'm happy with this.
I think when you look at A and S, I think A and S. Hold on, let me look again.
Like,
Yeah, I think A and S. No, no, I think A and S. When you look at them, I don't think you can tell the story of Mass Effect without any of those characters. So I think that's valid.
Yeah.
I think all those characters like share something to where you can tell the story of Mass Effect, and they all have a like value in it. Because I think B is where you start to get into like the okay, these characters don't necessarily need to be in the game, but they're cool anyway, right?
That's exactly correct. Yeah, and then C is like.
It's like B.
Much of these characters even know.
Like B, you could tell the story of Mass Effect without any of these characters, and it would still be fine. Like it would still be.
This is perfect. I will upload this. Yeah, we'll throw this on. We'll throw this on YouTube. I'll make a couple of shorts out of it. I know there's a lot of funny takes we had that I could put into shorts to this. Definitely, we'll make a few more than shorts.
Bro, I was gonna say, literally just turn the whole section into a short. There you go. You got your content right there. There you go.
We'll definitely gotta make the Dr. Chocolate short because that was funny. Definitely Dr. Chocolate. The hack maxing. I think I'm happy with that. This will be the this. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like this is just like you said. This is a valid tier list. I think anyone that looks at this, I think most people can agree this is where most should be.
This we'll throw this will be the thumbnail. I think it'll be perfect, right? You like that as the thumbnail? Yeah, that's cinema. People are gonna love that.
Oh yeah. That's actually gonna. That's gonna go crazy. Yeah. Have more than with like a question mark in the background.
Add a Morden to it. Perfect. I'm happy with that. I think we're good. Thanks for coming in, Ritsky. Really appreciate it.
Of course, man. Always down to help you with the tier list of game you play. As long as I've played it, I know you were talking about doing like what. I'll be honest. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do a tier list, but I don't know. Who knows? Fucking Alan Wake, remember? I don't know if you're gonna do Alan. I don't think we're gonna be able to do an Alan Wake tier list, but we'll see.
That one's gonna be... I'm curious before we leave. I'm curious what other people did. So let's pull up another one of like someone that actually did it.
Oh wait. So you can see other tier lists?
Yeah, this is like this is like another person who actually did it.
Oh, okay.
This is like a guy who you can check all of these.
Okay, so they.
rules, but
All right, so let's see.
what
Bro,
the
hold on.
fuck?
Scroll
This
up.
guy's trolling.
Bro. One of those guys did put Arya in A tier, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. One of them did put. Bro, I'm telling you,
wait,
bro.
look what you put. Look what you put, Morgan.
Nah. Chill on Morgan. Chill. I don't see nothing. I'm blind to it. I'm blind to it.
You're really close. Like our top three seems pretty close. To the same, obviously.
I mean, the top. Yeah, cause the thing is, the top three, you can't dispute the top three. Like you legit can't. Like, I will say, I do think, you know, I know Lynn was saying Anderson could be S tier. I was fine with Anderson being S tier. It's just that the lack of like screen time holds him back a little bit.
We were actually really close to this guy. I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, you put Dr. Chalk was here. You put, yeah.
Ashley in B tier is. I think Ashley in B tier is a little low.
That's
I think,
crazy,
but yeah.
How are you gonna put Kasumi in B? Like, you didn't really.
Wait, hold on. Did this motherfucker put Udina and Jacob in C tier? No, get him out of here. Get him out of here. No, actually get him out.
This guy was trolling the team.
He put Udina and Jacob in C tier. I would love to hear a reasoning for Jacob in C tier. You know what's funny? I can actually see an argument for Udina and C tier, but definitely not Jacob. Like, I cannot see
that. That guy is trolling. That guy is fucking out of his mind.
Wow, this guy is a huge Rex fan. What the fuck? He got Rex as second overall.
Jesus.
Goddamn. Notice how everyone pretty much has Garrus number one, though, right? Like, that's like a universal thing.
Garrus is there no matter what.
That's like a universal thing.
I mean, I feel like we're really close to most people's picks, honestly. Javik in C though? Nah.
Yeah, Javik in C is crazy.
Nah.
That's such a bad take.
Where'd you put
Hold on. He put the. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. People fuck with Arya, bro. Yeah, that's female shub. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, people actually fuck with Arya and A.
I mean, I love Arya too. Yeah, I love Arya too. I think people are just gooners, but you know what?
Nah,
Javik below S is crazy. I mean, this dude said he's C tier.
No. I will say Javik below anything but A is insane. Yeah. That's actually an insane take. Putting him in C tier is crazy.
I don't know what they talk about.
Like, and then I can't get over that motherfucker put Jacob in C tier. That's crazy. Hold on,
Anderson
bro.
Is number
one of those. I was gonna say that dude put Anderson number one. What the fuck? He put Anderson.
What is this? Like, what is he putting this in S tier for?
He also put Cal Riga number one, S tier, by the way. Just to throw that out there.
Oh yeah.
He put
Whoever the fuck this is.
Cal Riga, and he put Eve in S tier, even though we get her for like a couple missions. Great.
I mean,
Bailey's in A tier. Okay, yeah, gotcha.
I think ours is perfect. I'm happy with ours.
Putting Jacob in B tier is crazy. That's actually insane.
I'm happy with this. Good shit though, y'alls.
But yeah, no, it was fun as hell. Guys, glad I was able to come through and have a good time. Tailless, give my opinion. I know sometimes I be having different opinions. Sure, you know, I try to back up what I say as logically as I can sometimes. So.
No, it was good. I think the only thing that I was a little upset.
Yeah, it was it was the Arya more than thing. That's all.
Yeah, that's really it.
That's all.
Like, maybe we could put Arya higher, but I'm fine with her there. I think that's fine.
Yeah, Arya. See,
but,
Arya just had aura, bro. That's all it was.
Owners are out. I'm happy with this. Yeah.
Yo, W list, bro. W list.
I guess we'll wrap up the video.
Can't wait to see what people think of those fucking shorts that you make of the morning conversation. It's gonna be hilarious to watch.
So funny. More to this. Well, it was fun though, y'alls. Yeah, thanks for coming in. I'll probably end stream here then.
Of course, bro.
Yeah. Alright, stream. Video out. This will be up soon, hopefully. I'll probably be able to get it out, like... I'll probably be able to get the video out tonight, but short's not for a little bit. But, yeah, have a good night. What's up, guys?